So, hey, it's Chris here, and I was not expecting to just skyrocket up and hit 400 subscribers. I had no clue what to do for my 400 subscriber special, considering my 300 subscriber special was just not even 2 weeks ago, literally 10 days ago. So, thank you so much for getting me another 100 subscribers in 2 weeks. That is insanely impressive for a small channel like mine. And now also thank you for getting my Stupendium video as my most popular video. So thank you all for getting me to where I am now. I am going back over the Stupendium, still one of my favorite music artists of all time, and I'm going back over them in their entire catalog, and I am re-ranking them, this time in a tier list. So, right off the bat, I think some of the issues with my original Stupendium video, mainly I felt that the main issue was the fact that because it was ranked worst to best, it felt like I had to put songs, like, worse than others, which led to a lot of sort of the confusion, because a lot of the songs were like I liked them, and I liked them equally, but one had to go over the other. I think the biggest example was the second, where I put where I basically said they're interchangeable, and I literally put them back to back, because, I mean, that's just how I felt about them. And I felt that sort of doing the ranking worst to best very much landlocked me into a style that, you know, wasn't the best. But I have now decided to go ahead into it and do a tier list this time. A, because it's easier to do, and, you know, quicker to do, but also B, to sort of take into your consideration some of the things that people have said about the video, some of the things that, you know, people have said about the video, and also just sort of try and fix it, try and, you know, see if my opinions are different, while also ranking the new songs that have come out, the 5 new songs that have come out since I made the original video. So, along with also covering the Muppet Cypher and Geek Cypher 2, which I was just lazy and didn't want to cover, but I will be covering them here. Yeah, and also, another thing about most of my opinions was, especially with the original video, was that a lot of the songs, or a good bit of them, were based off of first-time listens. And when first-time listen, and most of the time my opinions aren't really correct. Like, I remember I wrote a review on Twitter for Dead Ahead, when that came out. You know, Dead Ahead, shaking it on screen. But when that came out, I wrote a review and I put it as sort of like I'm saying, like, if I were to put in, you know, the video, it would have been like in the 40s, but then a few hours later, I was like, okay, I listened to it a bit more, it's like in the high 30s. So it's like I changed my opinions a lot, and I've sort of realized, you know, some songs I like a lot more, some songs I don't like. And a good bit of them, especially the early ones, like, I say anything from before What a Foul Day, or realistically anything before the fine print, was a first time listen. Some of them weren't. Some of them, like, why did I say Okie Doki, A Matter of Facts, The Aftermath, stuff like that weren't first time listens, but still, like Vault Number 76, A Little Heart, you know, Impossible Geometry, stuff like that was first time listens, and even stuff like Milk Lemonade to an extent. But now that I've had the chance to take over your criticisms and your feedback, I am here to properly give this Stupendium a tier list they are worthy of, starting off with their first ever song, Find the Keys. Now, I'm just putting it in C tier just to rest. So, Find the Keys, it was the first really, you know, Stupendium song. This is also the tier list that I sort of based off my song choices around, minus the ciphers, because I was stupid. So, Find the Keys was one of, like, the first ones, was literally the first song Stupendium made, and also was going to be their last one. And if Find the Keys never popped off, they would have quit YouTube entirely, meaning all of this never would have happened, and I would be a much sadder person. But Find the Keys popped off, and I'm happy it did. So, but it is still very much, you can tell it was one of their first songs, mainly because it is just, it's so rough sounding. Like, the entire flow of the song and how, you know, all the verses go, it's very avant-garde, and I said that in my original review. I said that it was very avant-garde of a song, and it was a very unique song, but it was a very good song, and the writing was really well made, and the video was also really well edited and well crafted. The song, for the most part, was really just, it was really high up there. It was really high quality. It was high quality in all the areas besides the mastering. The mastering was pretty weak and noticeably not that great, but it did its part for what it was. It knew what it wanted to be. It was the last effort. Stoops put all their heart into it, just put all they could into the song. And although the mastering does make it kind of iffy, I'm inclined to give it a B tier song. It is one of the most important songs in Stoops' entire career, and it's still relatively a decent song. I don't think it does anything too bad, minus the mastering, but there are songs that outdo it, obviously, like on scale or writing and all that stuff, but it was very good for what it was. Sells No More. Now, when I originally put Sells No More into the thing, I said it was better than Find the Keys. And I think, honestly, Sells No More is more underrated than Find the Keys. Sells No More is sort of that song in between Find the Keys and Art of Darkness. It was just a quick song. The video really isn't anything special, so it's mainly just the music you're listening to, and it's alright. It's more linear. It's more like a standard song than Find the Keys was. And honestly, over time, like when I made the video, I thought, Sells No More was better, because I thought it had more, not more personality, but it had more oomph to it. Like, okay, yeah, they're in the mood for making a song, and they're in the mood for making stuff, so yeah, I can get that. And Sells No More, again, sort of like Find the Keys, it does what it wants to do. It does its job well. I just personally, I don't know, I just think it's kind of a more repetitive song, and it's more boring compared to Find the Keys, I think it's more repetitive and boring. I will still put it in B tier, because I do still think it is a good quality song. I think it is a song that, again, like Find the Keys, does what it needs to do. It's a more linear song. If Find the Keys is not your thing, but I feel like it was more made so to like quickly come out and be like, oh, Stoops is like, oh man, Find the Keys popped off hard. I gotta release another song and keep up the relevancy, which I mean worked to an extent, but when you look back at it now, most people don't even remember Sells No More existing, which kind of sucks, because I think the song could definitely do with the remaster. I definitely think Sells No More could get majorly overhauled, and it would be so much better. Hell, they could probably turn it into a Bendy in the Dark revival song. I have no clue. The original Way Deeper Down. So, Way Deeper Down is one of those songs that I'm pretty sure if you're in the Undertale fandom, even though it came in sort of late, like 2017, 2018, I feel like everyone and their mom in the Undertale fandom has heard Way Deeper Down. It is just one of those songs that really blew up and really sort of affirmed Stoops as like one of one of the new up-and-coming faces of nerdcore, really. And I definitely think that it definitely helped out staying, because yeah, I mean, Find the Keys, if you look at the view count, has a really high amount. Sells No More kind of fell off. Way Deeper Down excelled both of them combined. Way Deeper Down is insanely popular, but it's also really good. It actually is aged a lot better than most of Stoops' early work. The mastering really isn't that noticeably bad. It's actually really decent on the song. In fact, like, when I first listened to it, I was like, oh man, this is just a good song. And then, listening to all of it, it's like, this song sounds like it should be from a later era of Stupendium. Why is it, And then, of course, if you watched my worst to best video originally, you know my opinion on the remaster. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We're going in chronological order. At least I hope that's how this list is set up. But Way Deeper Down is a really good song. It does everything it needs to do well. There really isn't any negatives to it besides for the, the on-the-nose Sans thing, being like, oh, I know everything, timelines. But that was just more of a fandom misconception. That really wasn't a Stupendium thing. Most songs did that because that was just sort of how the fandom took Sans. I'll put it in A tier. I think it is a low A tier, high B tier, but it is still another really important Stoops song. It's a really good sounding song. And also, it's about Sans Papyrus, and Papyrus is my favorite Undertale character. Milk Lemonade. This is another song I think I've not soured on, but kind of fallen out of grace with. I don't, like, when I originally ranked it, I think it was, like, what, in the 40s? I don't remember. I know it was in the 40s, I believe. Milk Milk Lemonade was on the higher side of the list, and I thought, oh, okay, you know, it's pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good song, especially early on in their career, and I think just as times went on, it's not so much the song's gotten bad, it's more so I'm just like, it's alright, it's a middle-of-the-road song. I mean, C tier is the most I could put it. It's a good song, you know, but compared to these, it's like I don't really see much of the, not much of the merit, but Milk Milk Lemonade, it sort of, I don't know, it's there. It's a there song, you know. I think I've just listened to it a bit too much, but I think the puns get a little bit too overbearing, which is why I'm kind of glad Stoops hasn't done another one of those, 100 plus, you know, puns things, because the puns kind of do get a little overbearing and kind of limit the writing of the song, in my opinion. When you try and do something like that, for the most part, it's alright. It'll be a C tier. Carol of the Tales. This is a song I really wanted to put higher in the worst video, worst and best, but I just couldn't rank it higher than some other songs. Like, I couldn't rank it higher. But it's another song that you can tell is aged. The mastering's not all there, not all that great. Stoops, like I said in the video, sounds like they're doing a fake scream, or it sounds like they're like whispering to be like, I'm screaming! Like, no, God, it sounds like they're fucking dying and they're 80. No, it's like, I'm screaming, but I'm not actually! Something like that. It's like a whisper scream, kind of. It's alright. And I really don't care for the Tattletales voices. They're kind of obnoxious, and they kind of bring down the song, honestly. But every other part of the song is really good. I think the chorus is really well made. It's not even like, obviously the mastering's pretty poor on this track, but I think the melody and just like you can tell what they're going for is enough to where, in my opinion, it saves the song. I think this is a song that deserves like a remaster for a Christmas, because it's a Christmas song. I believe it deserves a remaster. Carol of the Tales it's underrated, but I think it has some fatal flaws that need to be worked out. And as much as I would like to rank it higher, I think C tier is as comfortable as it can get, because it's not a D or F tier song. I think it has some really great ideas, and sampling Carol of the Bells as the main melody is a really smart move. It sounds amazing. The instrumental is one of my favorite parts of this song, but just again, the chorus, the pre-chorus, the build-up to the song, I think it's great. It's just the tattletale voices and the poor mastering really hold it back from being anything else. Fazbear Family. Okay, so this is a song that just a while ago Stoops said that they would genuinely never remaster because they think this song is beyond saving. Which, I mean, I did kind of step in and reply on Twitter and be like, hey, I think Fazbear Family's, you know, it's better than Back Together, at least. And they were like, yeah, you know, I think it's great that, you know, everyone has their own opinions. Which I geek out every time Stoops replies to me on Twitter. And the fact that apparently they watched my worst to best video, and they watched it, and then for another comment, they commented that they actually that they liked it. That made my day. That made me really super happy. That made me so happy, Stoops. That I ended up going ahead and I bought one of the original Stupenda coins. I actually have it. I'm not turning on my webcam or anything because I don't feel like doing that. It's too much setup to do for just a quick, like, 10-second thing. But, plus my kitty cat's now comfortable. But I have one of the original 250 with a card with Stoops' handwriting on it, so I am very proud of that. Oh, so, yeah. Okay, that was my hashtag humble swag brag out of the way. But Fazbear Family, going back on to Fazbear Family, got sidetracked. Fazbear Family it's okay. I think another one of the things is the mastering. The mastering holds it back. It doesn't sound very good in a lot of parts. The chorus itself isn't anything spectacular. I think it's overall an okay song. It has more personality and character to it, which kind of makes me like it more than Milk Milk Lemonade. Even though Milk Milk Lemonade is literally just beverage punch, liquid puns. I'm surprised Liquid Mercury didn't make an appearance. But Fazbear Family overall, I think, does some pretty good things. I don't think it does anything really. I mean, the mastering's bad. The little, the Fazbear, the hand unit parts, I don't think those are particularly really good. Those are kind of eh. I do like the character parts in the second verse with Henry and Michael. I think that's very great. And then, of course, the part where all the animatronics sing, I think, is also pretty good. Other than that, the chorus, the chorus is alright. I just don't care for the writing of it. I'm thinking of a high D, low C. I don't really know exactly where to put it because that mastering is really bad at some points, but at the same time, some parts of it are really well executed and well done. I'm leaning more towards C tier. I think it's a very low C. Very, very low C. I'll organize these just because why not? That's it. Carol of the Tales, Spur the Milk Lemonade, Fazbear Family. But I think Fazbear Family is just, it's very close to D, but I think the fact that they do have parts that I do like more, it sort of balances out, I think. A Matter of Facts. Okay, this is a song that I ranked kind of highly because, I liked it. And guess what? I still like A Matter of Facts. I like random, stupid trivia. I literally read Wikipedia for fun. Instead of doing my schoolwork, I read Wikipedia for fun. That's the kind of nerd I am. So, yeah, I would like stuff like A Matter of Facts, and I do like A Matter of Facts. I think A Matter of Facts is a good song. I think it's it was a challenge song, so I don't really see Stoops doing like another one of these. I would love if they did, but I don't really see them doing another one. I'll put Matter of Facts in a high B, low A. There isn't much to this song. It's a torrent of fast, fun facts. If you like that, you'll love this song, and that's why I love this song. But if you don't like it, it's sort of eh. It's nothing special. It is what it is. It's right in the name. It's A Matter of Facts, and there's no chorus to it. It's just them rapping pretty much for 3 minutes. But it is still good, and the fact that they managed to connect a bunch of fun facts and rhyme them together was actually pretty impressive. A song that I've really grown on a lot is Chairman of the Board. So Chairman of the Board is a song that, again, sort of middle of the road when I originally ranked it, but I think over time I've sort of learned to enjoy it. I kind of like it a lot for what it does. The rapping is fast, it's impressive, it's very wordy, it's a very long song. The rapping about board games is fun. I think Chairman of the Board is just, it's a good song. It is a good, solid song. I'm gonna put it in low B. I think what it does is pretty well. I've warmed up to it. The chorus is pretty good. There were some snazzy outfits in the video. Again, I think the rapping is pretty good. I think the one part I really don't care for is actually Clue, but that's because I don't think it's as impressive as Monopoly being fast and Scrabble being insanely wordy and having an insane lexicon. Listen, I'm from America. I've been failed by the American education system. Don't expect me to know half the words they say in the Scrabble section. Blame the American education system. Why did I say Okie Dokie? S tier. It's simple. It was in the top 20 in the list, in the original list, and that is for a good reason. It is just an insanely good song. Why did I say Okie Dokie? Perfectly retells the events of Doki Doki Literature Club. It perfectly retells it, and it does it in such a beautiful way. The constant leitmotif of just the two of us and all the variations throughout. It's so kind of off-putting because it kind of sounds not like a Stupendium song, but at the same time it is such a perfect retelling of the game. There really isn't much, I guess I'd say, deep meaning besides for the meaning of Doki Doki, which, yeah. I think Why Did I Say Okie Dokie is really high up there. It's a really well-made song. It's held up all these years. The mastering is still incredible. The instrumental is amazing and beautiful. That ending where Stoops just keeps screaming, "Why did I say Okie Dokie?" That entire last chorus and the outro, and everything about it is just so beautiful. That entire line building, the entire, build up, the crimes of passion are just finally enacted on AI. you know, just the two of us in a classroom in the sky. Crowd's passion artist by Connect on AI. It's so good. It gives me goosebumps every time. It is so perfectly made, and Stoops said that they apparently didn't actually want to make the song, but they did end up doing it, which is insane because it feels like such a giant love letter to Doki Doki in the story that Doki Doki tells, which is insane because apparently they didn't even want to make the song, but it blew up and they love it, and I love it too. Why Did I Say Okie Dokie is a masterpiece of writing, of storytelling throughout a song. It really tells you a lot without saying a lot, and the fact that, you know, it mentions, you know, oh, like, I wonder where Sayori is, and, you know, all the glitching and distorting. It doesn't outright immediately tell you, oh, I walked in, Sayori's dead, or anything like that. It at least, so, like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then it's just like, oh, it's, you know, it's creepy, it's cryptic. Why Did I Say Okie Dokie does a lot, like an absolute a lot right. It is really high up there as one of the great songs Stoops has made, if not one of the best, and I honestly kind of think the top 20s was a little bit disrespectful for it. It should have been the top 10s, but Why Did I Say Okie Dokie is, it is amazing. It is a masterpiece. Shelter from the Storm. This is one that I catch a lot of slack for from Frostpunk fans. They were like, why'd you put Shelter from the Storm so low? I got a lot of slack for this song. Simple, the mastering. The mastering's what holds this song back. It really is. The writing is well done. The instrumental is bombastic and beautiful. I just think the mastering sounds like shit. That is as simple as it was. I was kind of nice and just saying, oh, it kept getting pushed down, which I mean it did. But also, I just think this is like one of the worst mastering jobs Stoops has done. I'm so glad it got remastered, because if this is the only way to listen to the song, ugh. This song is just, the mastering's bad. It is that bad. Not the worst thing ever, as we'll get to a song in a little bit that managed to beat all margins by how bad the mastering is. But Shelter from the Storm does not have, it's up there. It's not one of Stoops' best mastering jobs. So it's gonna be a D tier. I really do wish I could put it higher, but that's what the remaster is for. The Chairman rolls again. Again, I felt like I put this one kind of low because it was a first listen. I kind of just was like, yeah, it's alright. It's just a diss track, but it's a playful joke diss track, so it's like, eh. It's like, I really don't care. It's whatever. It's fine. It's a C tier. I think it's, no, I can't even say it's better than Fazbear Family. It's a C tier. It's there. It's existent. I feel like most people don't remember it exists, which is why I made that horrible line in the fucking worst to best, right? Remembering it. Mentioning that no one remembers it. It's just, it's a song that's there. It was a thing that happened, and I don't really think many people are going to be upset by it being so low or so middle of the road. It's there. It's a song. The Aftermath. Okay. This is a song that's going to A tier. I feel like this is a song that a lot of people sort of either A, forget about, or B, don't expect to be that good. So, first of all, who the hell remembers Stoops made a Baldy song? I sure didn't, but when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is early on in their career. It's probably not that good. No, The Aftermath is amazing. It is such a great song. It fits the vibe of Baldi's perfectly. And it's really silly and stupid, especially with some of its references. As I said, you know, referencing MatPat, and, you know, Fortnite, and Mavis Beacon, and a bunch of other things. Like, Baldi was just at a peak, and Stoops capitalized on it, and they did an amazing job capitalizing on it. I think the thing with the, you know, them losing the kid voice as the song goes on sort of is kind of funnier because of the fact that it's like, okay, well, it's Baldi, so it's gonna be low quality because, you know, Baldi is low quality. That's the whole point of it. And so I kind of enjoy that, kind of respect it, honestly, the whole, you know, low quality aspect of it. And, you know, the mastering really isn't that noticeable at all. Like, I'm not saying it's not noticeable and they didn't know mastering. I mean, the mastering's really good and it's held up well. I really can't point out any moments where the mastering sounds bad. The instrumental is amazing. The writing is silly and stupid, but it's perfect. I just really like the Aftermath. I think it's unnecessarily good. It's an A tier, and I believe it's way better than Way Deeper Down. The original House Always Wins. Another song I caught a lot of flack for. Yeah, I caught a lot of flack for the House Always Wins being so low. And I think that was mainly just because the remaster was out, and that was the most recent song. It was like, so like, yeah, I think the remaster fixes a lot of it. To me, there's no real reason to go back to the original House Always Wins, because, like, no reason to go back to it, because, like, the mastering is way quieter, and then in the video, it gets really loud again at some point, and the instrumental doesn't change at all. It's literally the exact same thing on repeat. Like it's a good song. The writing is superb. It's just with the remaster out, to me, there's really no point to listen to the original. There really is no point. I mean, I still do listen to the original just because it comes on my playlist and shuffle, but it's like, you know, now that the remaster's out, it's like, you know, why would I specifically go after, you know, the original? The original was fine, and it did do its job, and the original still is a good song. I will say that. I think putting it in a C tier, I think better than all the songs in C tier, like a high C, low B, is a good place for House Always Wins. In fact, you know, I'll move it up. I think it's better than Chairman of the Board and Sells No More. So it's better than Sells No More, Chairman of the Board, but it's not better than Find the Keys. I think House Always Wins is a good, solid song. It's just really, there's no reason to go back to it, and that's why it ranks so low in my original thing. Don't worry, we're fixing all of it. We're fixing it. One thing that's not being fixed, It's a Joy, F tier. Oh my god. I'm so glad this song got remastered, because if not, this would be the most sad song to listen to. Stoops tries a harmony melody. They try a lot of stuff. It falls so flat. It is annoying to listen to. It's a Joy is just so unmastered and bad sounding. I do not like the original It's a Joy. It just doesn't. And, you know, I got a comment from one person who said they liked the original It's a Joy better than the remaster, and I think the original is like one of their favorite Stoops songs. It's like, you know what? That is your opinion. And you know what? You go on with your opinion, because I would not have enough balls to say that the original It's a Joy is my favorite Stoops song. But I guess every song here has their fans, so I'm not going to doubt it. I'm not going to say you're wrong. The original It's a Joy, to me, is just, you can tell that they wanted to do so much, but it just, I don't know if it was rushed because they wanted to capitalize on We Happy Few or what, but it just, I don't know, something about it just hurts. It's just sad. It's a Joy is just so sad because of how just bad it is. The mastering is horrendous. Dan Bull comes in and it's like, yeah, it's whatever. The instrumental is fine. It's so boring and sad, and it's a Joy. It is not a Joy. Doctor, this song is okay. I think Doctor Doctor's an okay song. Again, mastering's kind of eh. I don't really care for the chorus and stuff with the mid-verse rapping and, you know, Rustage and, you know, all the stupid symptoms. It has its place. It's a pretty decent song for the most part. I just think the chorus is eh. And the music video is pretty good. But honestly, I think I'll put it better than Fazbear Family. In C tier, I think it's better than Fazbear Family. But for the most part, it's just sort of like it's okay. It's not what I think, you know, the best thing ever I think Stoops could have done. But it's nowhere near the worst. It is not nowhere near the worst. It's pretty okay. Pictures of Spider-Man. Ooh, this song. This song is one that I put kind of high up because I was like, yeah, it's a good song. And, you know, it still is a good song. I think the mastering is kind of wonky, but I think the chorus is good enough to where I can kind of excuse it. I think the verses and rapping in J. Jonah Jameson's voice and doing it pretty well and portraying him pretty accurately is pretty impressive and also very good. And I think the guest features are fine. I just think the mastering, especially on Dan Bull's, which is like really loud, could be better. But like the guest features were fine, and I think the mastering, again, it's an early Stoops song, so you're gonna hear me talk about the mastering. You're gonna hear me talk about the mastering. But that's really just what holds back a lot of these songs. That really is where it is. I'm putting it in B tier. I don't think it's better than Chairman of the Board. It's a low B tier. I think Pictures of Spider-Man is a pretty decent song for what it is. It's a song I never, when I was scrolling through the catalog, I really wasn't expecting Stoops to make a Spider-Man song, but they did. And I think a low B tier is a perfect place for pictures of Spider-Man. It does what it needs to. The guest features are welcome. It's just the mastering's a little bit eh. The West was 1. I'm gonna be honest. I think me going after the writing was just sort of a way to get out of saying that I kind of think the song's boring. Like, I get Red Dead 2 is a more intense, emotional game, and I get that you want to portray that, but I just compare JT Music's Ride or Die. That is so high energy, and to me it kind of fits more, at least with the beginning of the game, just doing whatever, having fun. And even then, if you want like more serious, like the more emotional stuff, like towards the end of the game, Setting Sun by Miracle of a Sound, that is such a beautiful song that perfectly does the ending of Red Dead 2 justice. And it perfectly portrays the entire theme of the game. And West Was 1 sort of feels like it wants to do what Setting Sun does, but more of a, sort of like more of the rapping mix, like JT Music. It doesn't do well. I think it's honestly really boring of a song. The mastering's fine. Squiggly Dig sings pretty well. The instrumental's pretty decent. But I just think personally The West Was 1 it's really boring of a song. It really is. And it pains me because I love Red Dead 2. I love Stupendium, but their Red Dead 2 song is not that great. I don't even think a remaster could help it. I just think it has to be completely rewritten and completely just redone if they want to make it again. I will say it's better than Shelter from the Storm, like the original Shelter from the Storm, just because I think Shelter from the Storm is, the mastering is, ugh. Geek Cypher 2. This is one of the ones I never reviewed because I was lazy. Geek Cypher 2, for the most part, it's like Chairman Rolls again. I don't think it's as good as Chairman Rolls again, but it's essentially the same thing, where it's just them rapping, because they were like in a cipher about how much of a geek they are, and they rap about stuff they like and references, and that's pretty much just it. There really isn't anything major to the song. If you missed it, you miss it. If you listen to it, you listen to it. I actually did listen to it because I was really going to include it, but then I was sort of like, well, if I'm not including Muppet Cypher, I guess this should count. And I'm just sort of like, yeah. By the way, whatever happened to Geek Cypher 1, huh? Whatever happened to that? But Geek Cypher 2 it's there. Vault number 76. This is a song that grew on me. I originally didn't really care for it. It was in the, like, if we were to put like the ranked list from worst to best, like, it would be like high D, low C area. Me personally, it has grown on me. I think Vault number 76 has grown on me a lot. I think it's actually a pretty decent song now. I think it's actually a pretty good song. The mastering isn't even really that much of an issue for me. I think the song, the Barbershop Quartet, is a really well done aspect of the song. The rapping is pretty fluid. I'm not a Fallout fan, but so I assume there's references I don't get. But honestly, I'm putting it, I personally don't think it's as good as A Matter of Facts, but it's better than Find the Keys. Vault number 76 is B tier, probably pretty high up there. It's not like the biggest glow up that like a song is gonna have, like being ranked or higher or lower on a list. Solid song. It's a good song. It doesn't really do much bad like I originally thought. I've sort of come to appreciate it for what it does, and I think there are some funny songs and parts of it. And the music video is pretty well done. Very Scary Christmas. Most of these are not gonna rank high just because, again, I could care less. To me, these songs were so samey and blended in. Every time I went to one, I was like, ugh. I didn't care for these songs. They weren't my cup of tea. They made Stoops money though, so, and I, good for them. Good for them. Stay on the grind, girl boss. But A Very Scary Christmas, I'll put it in C tier. I think it's better than Dr. Doctor, but it's not better than Milk Milk Lemonade. I think Milk Milk Lemonade at least still has some aspects to it I enjoy. A Very Scary Christmas, it's just, I feel like out of all of them, it's the most original, because it was the first, it was the most original, I think, for the most, but still, it's just, the chorus is fine. That's, like, a really decent part of it. The chorus is pretty well done. But I do still think that A Very Scary Christmas is just, it's a there song. It's there. The second, okay, so the second. Similar to The House Always Wins. It is but even more difficult, I would say, to rank, because House Always Wins. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, House Always Wins. It's like the remaster, sure. The remaster is, now that it's out, there's really no reason to ever go back to the original. But it's like, the second still does a thing or two that I like more. None of the chorus. I kind of actually dig the fact that the chorus is out of tune. I actually kind of dig it. I kind of like the fact that it's out of tune, because it is creepier. It sort of builds up the mystique around Agent 47. It sounds more ominous, and I think it honestly doesn't sound better, but I think aesthetically, it does better. I think the second, just aesthetically, is a good song, and I think the chorus being out of tune is fine. However, there's a lot of things in the remaster I do like, which we will get to when we get to that. As to where to put the second, to me the second is just sort of, not talking about the mastering, comparing it to the remaster or anything. I think the second overall it's a pretty okay song. It's nothing special. I think it's better than Carol of the Tales, but not better than Pictures of Spider-Man. It's a C-tier song. It's average, it's good, it's whatever. Out of all their Hitman songs, I like it the least. It does what it does well, I believe. And it does it okay enough. I just, some things could have been polished or better, which is what the remaster fixes. A Little Heart, I don't care, D tier. This song is so nothing to me. It does nothing to me. There's not really a single part of the song I really care for. It does the Milk Milk Lemonade thing, but honestly, again, I think it just limits the writing. To me, there is nothing about A Little Heart that interests me. It is just, I don't even care about the game. It is such a nothing song. It's low D tier. I don't care for A Little Heart. Little Rover, though, speaking of little things, Little Rover, this is up there. That's an A tier. Little Rover's a sad song. I got a few comments of people saying, yeah, Little Rover's a sad song, it makes me cry. It's like, yeah, I can see it. It doesn't make me cry, but it gives me goosebumps. Little Rover is a really well done song. It is a song dedicated to a Mars rover, which, if you're not a nerd, you're gonna be like, eh. But it's like, for the most part, it does what it does well, and I feel like I'm using that too much as an excuse just to squeeze past things. But seriously, it's a song dedicated to the rover. It goes over the rover's history on Mars. It humanizes Mars, and it sort of humanizes the rover as they had like a nice little friendship relationship going on, but then the rover, we lost signal to it, and it's now just there. It's gone. About us, marching our future and making our future and following in the footsteps and not forgetting, the little rover that came before us and explored the planet. The instrumental is beautiful. The singing is really good. I could care less about the mastering. It's really not that noticeable, or I don't care that much about the mastering. The song is just, it's incredible. Little Rover is an incredible song. Better than Way Deeper Down, I don't know. Well, it's not better. If it's better than Way Deeper Down, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go say it's not better than Way Deeper Down, but it's still a high A. It is still a high A tier. It is still just a really well done song, and it's a beautiful song too. So, No Waves Like Home. Okay, so No Waves Like Home. This is a song, again, I kind of use the excuse of, oh, I haven't moved out yet, so, I know the meaning, but I can't relate to it. I just kind of think the song's It's sort of like A Little Heart. It's like, okay, more sentimental, but it's sort of like, I don't know. I don't really care. Subnautica was a game that I just sort of didn't care that much about. I played it, it was like, But No Waves Like Home, it's okay. It's an okay song. Again, Squiggly Dig sings beautifully. I don't know. I think the song's This sort of early 2019 period of like, A Little Heart, No Waves Like Home, The Westless One. This period was just kind of nothing for me really visiting. It was a lot of nothing. Because it was like, they were building up to their bigger projects, which takes us into modern day Stoops. And it's sort of that, it was like this weird transition period from classic Stupendium to modern Stupendium, which I think modern Stupendium really begins with the fine print onwards. That's when like it becomes like really just modern Stupendium. But before that, I think it's more classic. And that's just sort of how I feel. I think No Waves Like Home. It's better than A Little Heart, better for Shelter Storm, better than West Was One. It's a high D tier, I think. Why did I say Okie Dokie Orchestral Remix? C tier. I feel nothing towards it. I don't think it's better than Fazbear Family, but it's better than Sharon Rules Again and Geek Cypher 2. I think why did I say Okie Dokie? The main thing that I think holds back the Orchestral Remix is that it plays almost too seriously into it by, you know, being so, you know, orchestral and, you know, more serious in tone. To me, it sort of takes away the charm of the original Why Did I Say Okie Dokie, which is like, it felt so much like it was a Doki Doki Literature Club. It felt like a retelling of it. Why Did I Say Okie Dokie, the original, felt like a retelling of Doki Doki Literature Club. It felt like a retelling of it. It felt like a new way to experience it from someone else's lens while also telling the same story, and it felt really nice and charming. It had a lot of charm and love input into it. But the orchestral remix, it's sort of just like, yeah, the music's pretty, but it's like, it sort of misses the point of the original. It misses the point. It doesn't feel like a Doki Doki song. It feels like a remix of a song about Doki Doki. It doesn't feel like it has much to do with Doki Doki besides through the lyrics. And even then, you know, the cutting out the glitching and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, I feel nothing towards the song. It's just, why did I say Okie Dokie, but orchestral, and if it lost its personality, really, that's really what it feels like if Doki Doki lost its personality. But here's a heavy hitter right here, Art of Darkness. This is a heavy hitter. So, I haven't given it its ranking yet, I'm just putting it here so you can see it. Art of Darkness, I feel like some could argue I put it too low. But, I mean, I think it's good. I think Art of Darkness is a good song. I really do. Should I have put it higher than some other songs? Yes. I do think that a lot of when it comes to Art of Darkness is the fact that it's sort of like Find the Keys too. That's sort of like what it feels like to me, but based off the latter half of Vending, and sort of writes out Cells No More from, you know, needing to exist because it covers chapter 3, which is what Cells No More covered. So basically just to screw you, Cells No More. But Art of Darkness really did blow up. It was one of Stoop's first like really big projects. They took months off to make it, and this was really sort of starting to transition into modern day Stoops, which again, like I said, starts with fine print in my opinion. And, you know, in that, you know, 3-month or so long wait, you know, we got Why Did I Say Okie Dokie orchestral remix in there. But I feel like Art of Darkness, for the most part, is, for the crunch time that they had, was really kind of impressive. That this was supposed to be immediately after Find the Keys, but they kept pushing it back and pushed it back because they had other games they wanted to do it, and the channel kept getting popular and popular. And then they finally did it, and they took 3 months off to finally do it, and they got Oxygen, who is their current mixer, master, to mix and master Art of Darkness for the first time. And that was one of, like, just, that was like really the moment where Stoops stepped up. That was when Stoops entered that next level. That was when Stoops really hit their stride and was like, okay, here we go. I'm not playing around anymore. And I really do feel like Art of Darkness, I feel like I kind of snubbed Art of Darkness a little bit. I still do think it's in the 30s. I think there are songs that are better than it. But this is what I mean by the worst to best ranking not really working well with Stupendium, because they have so many good songs. It's like Art of Darkness is a high A, low S tier song. It really is, and that's where I'm putting it. I think it's better than The Aftermath. Not up there in S tier, but it's very, very close. Art of Darkness is such an amazing song. It's just, there are so many songs I like more than it, but at the same time, it's like, it's not even that I like more than it, it's like, it was sort of me cherry picking, like, oh yeah, I guess I technically see the song being better at this time, and you know, it is the epitome of an A tier, S tier song. It is so, so, so good of a song. There's so much good about Art of Darkness. The writing is incredible, the flow is incredible, the voices, the mastering for the first time is incredible. The instrumental is great. That instrumental with Joey Drew is great, even though it's missing out on the album version. And another song that really surprised me when I first listened to it was A Matter of Factories. This song is another one that's going in A tier. I think this song really surprised me when I first listened to it. The instrumental is just, like, holy shit. Like, it is a banger. One of Stoop's best instrumentals. It is a banger. It sounds great. There's so much put into the song. This is one of the first, you know, many Stupendium evil businessman raps about capitalism songs. One of their first. And it is, well, I mean, it wasn't the first because that was House Always Wins. And dear God, they were really on the nose and aggressive with that one. But A Matter of Factories is just, it is so great. It is just, it's loud, it's in your face, it tells you what it is a banger, a bop, it makes me dance, the rapping is incredible, the chorus is amazing, again, you know, the whole explore, exploit point, it's a great song, it is so good. I don't think it's better than The Aftermath, maybe? I don't know. It's not better than The Aftermath, it's better than Little Rover, Way Deeper Down, but it's not better than The Aftermath. To be fair though, these songs could easily switch on any given day. You know what, screw it. I'm putting it better than The Aftermath. I think Art of Dark, I think it's up there. Not better than Art of Darkness, because that song is generational. But A Matter of Factories deserves to be up there. Because wow, that song is an amazing classic. That song is just, it is insanely, and if you were like me, it's like, I'm not going to listen to it, listen to it. It is a great song. It is an amazing Stupendium song. It is a masterpiece. Impossible Geometry. It's an okay song. It's there. It's kind of a cool down song after Stoops did so much insane shit for the last two songs, Art of Darkness and Matter Factories back to back. God, if we had that nowadays, we'd be eating so good. Not saying that's not happening nowadays too, but you know what I mean. So they kind of had a cool down song, which is Impossible Geometry. I thought it was kind of cool that, you know, they officially made, you know, Beat Saber map for it. I think it's kind of cool. And, you know, I think the rapping is really, really fast and impressive. But, I mean, there's not much else to there. I think the rapping is fast and impressive, but I think it's a C-tier song. Nah, it's better than Carol of the Tales, because at least this one's mastered. But Impossible Geometry is still a pretty good song. It is a pretty good song. Here's a song that I'm going to be completely honest. I was really afraid about ranking this song when I really originally made my worst to best list. I was afraid because I knew a lot of people liked Back Together. I knew a lot of people really liked it. And I was afraid that, oh no, am I going to, like, make a really bad hot take here? But no, my hot take is, like, sort of lied. I lied and said that, you know, the song's alright, it's just sort of but, you know, Glitch Trap's really, really good, and that's what keeps it up so high for me. No, I'm gonna be completely honest. Glitch Trap is Glitch Trap is a great part of it. Glitch Trap is a good part of it. But the issue is Glitch Trap literally lasts like a total of 40 seconds across the entire song. So if you ask me, this song's an F tier. I don't like Back Together. It's not even, it's annoying. It's annoying. The chorus just annoys me. It gives me nothing but just feeling. Like, it's so nothing. And it's annoying. I don't know what it is. It's just something about this song annoys me. Something about this song makes me just genuinely dislike it. I just cannot stand Back Together. I just can't. It's just not that great of a song. I mean, all the art, the music video. Now, if I was to listen to the, you know, this goes crazy on mute, right? But like seriously, like if I were to listen to the song with it muted and I was watching the music video with it muted, I would like it, because I think all the art that they did is insanely well made. The art that they drew for the music video is insanely well made and done. In fact, they drew every FNAF character. It is insane. I love all the art that they did I love Stupendium's art. Their art is amazing. I love it. But Back Together, the song and the listening experience of it, it pains me. It pains me. I don't like it. And I don't care if it's a hot take. I don't think Back Together is good. And I'm tired of lying to you that I ever thought it was okay. Anyways, A Purpose for New London. This song originally, like if we're going off what I originally would have put, like for the worst and best, would have been around the C tier range. Nah, this song's going in A tier. This song, I really got a comment on it that really sort of, like, I think A Purpose for New London is an amazing song, and they really went into detail and wrote about why they liked A Purpose for New London. And not only on top of that, but it's just, again, that was my first time listening to it, and I listened to it again and again. and it sort of just really kind of hit me that's like, this song is really good and really well made. And the whole, and I did comment on, Stupendium sounds like a raving lunatic, but that's what they were going for, literally. And I think, Dan Bull portraying, the fascist leader is also really well done. It really portrays the two evils you had to choose, and A Purpose for New London, it's such a good back and forth between them both, as they both try and get you on their side, but both sides sound horrible. Like, if you listen to both sides, it's like, I don't want to choose either. Neither of these sides make good points, but that's the side that the people in the Frostpunk world had to choose. They didn't have a choice. They had to choose, because it's either theocracy or fascism. And they really didn't have much of a choice. And I think the song portrays that really beautifully, and the chorus is so well made and well sung, and there's so many callbacks. A Purpose for New London really was, I think, underrated by me in that original ranking video. It is such a gorgeous song. I love it so much. I think it's better than Little Rover, not better than Way Deeper Down, but I think it does what it needs to do insanely well, and it is a perfect, amazing song, and I'm so glad I could realize it. It is such a beautiful song. What a Foul Day. So this song is the last song that I would really say is from the classic era Stupendium, because going forward, in my opinion, it's sort of songs that I believe are, it's the new Stupendium. It's modern day Stupendium with, their more modern day style of how they, make music videos and videos in general. Like, it's another one of those, like, the Aftermath, where it shouldn't be good, but it is a really good song for what it is. It harkens back to a lot of classic hip-hop, at least for the instrumental, in my opinion, and just being so overly British while also just being so, it reeks of Untitled Goose Game, which is what it was going for. It's a good song. It is a really good song, a really well-made song. It was one of the last warriors of, classic Stoops. It's not the last, because we'll get to that. And it really kind of does show that they sort of got down the mastering part of it after a while. Like, because this song wasn't mastered by New Oxygen. It was mastered in-house by Stupendium. But it sounds well. It sounds like, a New Oxygen song, kind of. Just without, all the, 20 million voices speaking at once. Which, not saying that's a, an insult or anything, because most of the songs like that are really gonna be, you're gonna see are really high up. But I mean, there are a few times where it's a little bit too much, but for the most part, I really don't care. It really adds oomph to the song. But What a Foul Day scoots by without really needing any extra background voices. It's just Stoops rapping as an evil maniacal goose, and it's a really good song. I'm putting it in B tier. I think it's better than Find the Keys. Not better than Vault Number 76, but I believe it is a high B tier. It belongs here. It is a really well-made song. I believe so. And didn't I think in the original ranking I put higher than Art of Darkness? I don't know why I did that. But What a Foul Day is still a really great song. Again, don't know why I put higher than Art of Darkness. Oh boy. Should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. It's the fine print. It's the song. It is the Stupendium song. Again, feels cliche to say, but it is. It is the Stupendium song. It is the song that transcended Stupendium up into this insane next level that they have reached and have been on. And it is really just, it really just did elevate Stoops to where they are now. And not only just in terms of quality, but also just like in terms of just like the popularity, because this song blew up, especially on TikTok and stuff. It blew up. This song is just, it's so iconic of a Stupendium song. It is so iconic and insanely well done. It feels like a musical finale. It feels like the villain has won at the end of a musical. It is so good. It does everything so well. And again, I know it's cliche to say it's the best, but I mean, a lot of people say it's the best for a reason. It is just insanely good. It scratches so many itches in my head that I love. It is a masterpiece of a song. It is genuinely up there in my top 5 favorite songs, and it's never leaving. I have been able to I can always listen to Fine Print. Like, I have always been able, like, from before I made it, when I was getting into Stupendium, that was one of the first songs I was like, okay, well, this song's the most popular, let me listen to it. All the way up to now, I can still listen to this song on repeat, and it's a banger. It was an absolute masterpiece of a song. In fact, when I upgraded my gaming PC over Christmas break, one of the last things I did on my old PC was I listened to Fine Print as sort of like a goodbye, you know, to that PC. But Fine Print, I went ahead, I did an in-depth lyrical analysis of my ranking video. Most of that still stands. I think the wordplay is insane. The double meaning metaphors is insane. The Fine Print is just such a critique of everything wrong in this world and the capitalism that it stems from. If you are pro-capitalism, this is like your rival's anthem, because this is such an anti-capitalism song and corporate greed song. It is just... oh, and the fact it's getting more accurate day by day, that's even scarier. Not more accurate, that'll go to a different song very similar to it, which we'll get to in a bit. Without a doubt, my favorite Stupendium song of all time. It is my favorite Stupendium song of all time. There's really no changing my opinion of that. It is top of S tier, absolutely. And it's not gonna move for the rest of the tier list. Another horror holiday. It's a very scary Christmas, but just less interesting and boring. It's honestly, it's worse than Dr. Doctor, because at least Dr. Doctor does some things interesting. But it's not as bad as Fazbear Family. Another horror holiday. It's a very scary Christmas. It does the same things. It does the exact same things. It really is just a repeat. I mean, there is some new stuff based on some new horror games, and, you know, the Hello Neighbor shows up, Mr. Peterson, so popped for that, because I'm insane. I don't know what you want me to say. It's just a boring Christmas song full of references to get little 8-year-olds happy. That's all it is. That's all I can think of them as. Gotta Build a Zoo. This song is not that. In fact, I feel like most kids wouldn't like this song. It's about preservation of wildlife and going out to zoos and why zoos are important to preserve wildlife and nature. And it's a really nice, charming little song. Honestly, my favorite part is still the music video where you see Stoops playing with a bunch of animals having the time of their life. That is still amazing. I love that. They did really well with it. And I think it's a good song. Not something I'll overly listen to over and over again, but, you know, it's fine for what it is. And I do think Gotta Build a Zoo is better than another horror holiday. We're all here for hating on the holiday songs. Boo! Holly Jolly Christmas. I'm a Grinch. So, Wake Me Up Before You Go. This is really the last, like, I guess, soldier of classic Stupendium. Really the last song I could think of that wasn't mastered by someone. And it was really just one of the last, you know, major, like, you know, classic Stoop songs. But it does it well. The instrumental is insane. The rapping is fast and impressive with lots of stealth goat puns that you won't get unless you're a goat expert. And it's about Goat Simulator, so it's insanity. It is a song that if you never listened to, you would not expect to be good, but once you listen to it, you're like, oh, that is great. It is a great song. I think it's better than What a Foul Day, because it basically does that, but amped up by 20 times. I think it's the top of B tier. I think it's top of B tier. I think it's better than Matter of Facts. Not A tier worthy. I don't think it's close to Little Rover at all, but it's better than A Matter of Fact. Slide Into the Void. Ooh. I had some 2 cents to say about Slide Into the Void in my video. Oh, I had some 2 cents to say. And, you know, I had a fan of Control actually comment on there and comment about how my interpretation of the song was perfectly accurate. And it's like, yeah. And I'm not saying, yeah, like, oh, yeah, I'm smart, obviously. No, I'm saying, yeah, because that's the only thing I could think of, is that the song has no meaning. It's about word vomit and noise, and to overwhelm and to control you. It's to overstimulate and oversensitize you. It is to be nothing while also trying to be something. There is something about Slide Into the Void. It's a lot like a void. It's empty and devoid of thing. It's empty and devoid of everything, but at the same time, it's full of something. And that's the best way for me to describe Slide Into the Void. It is devoid of meaning and logic and just general, like, song lyrical writing because of, like, the incomprehensible noises that the hiss make. The people who got corrupted by the hiss. It's so full of that meaning and that just really weird writing. And then you can look into it, and then you look into it more and more and more. And it's like you're sliding into a void, or it's like you're already in the void, and it's never ending. That is what I love about Slide Into the Void. It is so perfect. The name is so perfect for everything about it. The song is incredible. It is an S tier song. I honestly think it's better than Why Did I Say Okie Dokie. As great as Why Did I Say Okie Dokie is, and as amazing as it is, Slide Into the Void, no, I'm gonna be honest. Slide Into the Void is not as good as Why Did I Say Okie Dokie. However, Slide Into the Void is great. I feel like Why Did I Say Okie Dokie really depends on your appreciation for Doki Doki Literature Club. If you didn't like it, you're not gonna like the song. But Slide Into the Void is just universally an amazing song. However, there's so much for Control fans to like that if you don't know anything about Control, you really won't get it. But even if you do know stuff about Control, you really won't get it. And that's what I love about Slide Into the Void, is how universal the confusion and just the mind games are. It is such a brain twister, but it is so good, and the writing is so good, and it sounds so good, and Cammy Cat is an amazing singer. And if you want to know how much deeper Slide Into the Void gets, oh, you're going to have to wait a little bit, but we'll get into that rabbit hole. We're going to untie that ribbon pretty soon. Nook, Line, and Sinker. This is a song that I feel like I ranked perfectly. It's out of all their songs, it's like 30, like the top 30. I believe so. Not really deserves to be top 25 or top 20. Top 30 is fine. 30 to 26. It's a good song. Is one of the most evil forms of capitalism they've ever portrayed. And of course, it's Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. So of course, you know, kid family friendly game is portrayed as more evil than in, like, I'm pretty sure an M-rated, you know, shooter game called The Outer Worlds. But yeah, Nook, Line, and Sinker is so diabolically evil. It is so unnecessarily evil, but it is so good. I also popped for the Hamilton reference in there because I'm a nerd. Don't worry, I'm not a Hamilton nerd. Hamilton's the best hip hop. No, God, no. I'm way past that phase, way past all of that. But I do still appreciate the Hamilton reference. Nook, Line, and Sinker is a tier song. I don't think it's better than Art of Darkness or A Matter of Factories, but I will say it's better than The Aftermath. Nook, Line, and Sinker was a song that I sort of grew on, because originally when I listened to it, I didn't care for it. Then when I made the video, I was like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. And now I'm sort of like, oh, this is such a good song. I really like how evil and diabolical it is. Not S tier. It is an A tier song through and through. It's not B. Not S. It's A tier. It is an A tier solid song. Rip and Tear My Way to Your Heart. Again, another song that's grew on me. Another song that was a first time listen. This song is pretty good. It's a pretty good song, I'll be honest. It's a pretty good song. It's the fact that it's a Doom song without any metal whatsoever is really impressive to a lot of people. I really like it. Compared to the other Doom fan songs I've heard, which are the JT Music ones, which are incredible, especially Home to Hell. That is an insanely great song. But Rip and Tear My Way to Your Heart is just such a good, it's such a stupendous song. Like a song towards the demons that the Doomslayer loves to murder horrifically. I love it. I think it's great. The jokes are stupid and funny, and it's a really funny comedic song about you know, a game where you brutally rip demons in half. Surprised they didn't go the obvious route with Doom, considering it's a critique of capitalism and all that. I'm surprised they didn't, you know, go anywhere near that route. But I think they were still on cooldown after Nook, Line, Sinker and the fine print being so close together. So Rip and Tear My Way to Your Heart makes sense, but it is a great song. I'll put it in B tier. I don't think it's better than Wake Me Up Before You Go, but it's better than A Matter of Facts. I think it belongs in a high B tier. Probably low A, but I think feel like it's comfortable being sort of nestled right here where it is. These Hallowed Wings is another song. It's like, it's a good song, but I feel like I sort of lied a bit on. I don't think it's better than Nook, Lion, Sinker. I feel like I could honestly swap Nook, Lion, Sinker and these Hallowed Wings around. It'd be better. I think it's a good song. It goes below Little Rover. I don't think it's I think it's better than Wake Me Up Before You Go and every song below it, but I don't think it's better than Little Rover. It's a low A tier song. It's a good song. It is a good poppy, cheery song. A good poppy, cheery, happy song. You know, going back to this phrase that I like to use a lot because I'm insane. It does what it needs to. Yippee! I said the thing. But it really does. It does what it needs to. It says what it needs to say. It's about the conservation and museum and about Blathers. And if you like Blathers or you relate to Blathers, you know, you're a museum nerd or you're working at a museum or something like that, it's like, you know, these Hallowed Wings is pretty relatable for you. If not, then it's just a song about a good Animal Crossing character. If you really like them, then you know what, you really like them. And I do sort of the message that, like, you know, he's so afraid of bugs, but he puts up with them because he thinks that even though he's afraid of it, the conservation of natural history and all that is more important, is actually kind of a little bit, you know, kind of sweet. I kind of like that. Like, even if you're afraid of, like, you know, sharks or snakes or something, like, you have to understand that they're still important to this world. You have to at least respect that they're important to the world, even if you hate looking at them with all your guts. Minecraft versus Lego rap battle. I mean, it has epic rap battles of history in it. It's Minecraft versus Lego. It's Gamble and Stoops rapping about Minecraft and Lego. I don't know what to say. It's a Minecraft and Lego rap battle. It's a pretty okay rap battle. It's not my favorite rap battle, because trust me, I used to have a rap battle phase, which maybe one day I'll make a video on. Dear God, that'll take forever. Going over every rap battle I've ever seen. That'll literally take forever. It's okay. I'll put it in C tier. I think it's better than Impossible Geometry. Actually, no, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really listen to this song that much. It's not on my playlist, so I think by virtue, I'm gonna put it above Gotta Build a Zoo, because I think the chorus goes hard, but for the most part, most of it is just sort of like, it's like, nah. It's like, okay. It's okay. Rogues Gallery. This is another song you could argue that I put a little bit too high in my original ranking, but I'm going to stick with it. Rogues Gallery for me is an S tier song. I think Rogues Gallery is goated. It is underrated as hell. As out of all the Animal Crossing songs, Rogues Gallery is the best, but it's also the most underrated. It is about a not very popular character, Crazy Red, but everything it does is perfect, really. It's so good. It's so good. Stoops rapping in that New Jersey-esque accent they do for Crazy Red, and also keeping it in character like that while insanely fast rapping is great. It was one of the first times we ever really got rapping and character work at the same time, because either they were just completely rapping in their normal voice really quickly, like, you know, Wake Me Up Before You Go, Slide Into the Void and stuff like that, or they were completely devoted to the character with songs like These Hallowed Wings or Pictures of Spider-Man. This is the first song that really combined them both, and I really think it stood out because of the fact it combined them both. Stoops was able to perfectly portray a character, portray him well, and they were able to rap fast in a voice that really suited them. The art references are insane, and unlike songs like Milk Milk Lemonade or A Little Heart, they don't feel crammed in. They feel like they belong there because it's not limited to that. It's with other Animal Crossing references, and just in the gradual progression of the song getting darker and darker. It's so good. I really like Rogues Gallery. It's such a good song, and I love the fact that it gets called back on in a later song, because very similar concepts, kind of. But I love it. It's such a great song. If you want to hear my full breakdown of it, again, in the ranking video. Rest Employed, another song that you're gonna have to go to a ranking video to hear my breakdown of. Rest Employed is another song I believe is incredible. It is such a simple, minimalistic song based off a very simple, minimalistic game, being Death and Taxes, but Rest Employed does it very well, and the fact that it's so simple and minimalistic kind of makes it easier to hear the message, and the whole message about the commercialism in the whole, you know, death and funeral industry and business. The Rest Employed is a good minimalistic song. The writing is top notch. I think the chorus is up there as one of the best they've ever written. I just think in general, in the minimalistic sort of quiet, mellow, under the tone, business-like instrumental they used is very good, but it's also kind of bombastic at parts because it is about death and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of parts of Rust Employed that are really, really, really good. I have to put it better than Art of Darkness, in my opinion. I think it's better than Art of Darkness. I think it's better than all of A tier. It's the top of A tier, I think. I don't think it's an S tier song, but it is an amazing, incredible song. Losing My Patience, this is another one that I think, by the virtue of it being a worst to best list, really screwed this song over. Because this song is amazing. I love Losing My Patience. I remember when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, this song kind of sucks. And then, a few months later, then I did the ranking, I was like, this song's kind of good. And then I kept listening to it and listening to it and listening to it. It's like, this song's amazing. I love Losing My Patience. It is a good song. It brings out a lot of that Weird Al energy. He was one of my first music hyperfixations when I was really young. So the fact that Stoops really channeled in that inner Weird Al for the song and, really brought him out. I really like Losing My Patience. I think it is a wonderful song. I personally think, here's the thing, is that A tier and B tier onward are just so different vibes. Such different vibes. It's better than Rip and Tear My Way to Your Heart. Not as good as Wake Me Up Before You Go. But I do think this song is, put the cake in two, what not? But Losing My Patience is top of B tier. I think it is one of the most underrated songs, one of their Stoops, least listened to songs on here. One of their least listened to. Well, I guess Geek Cypher 2 is their least listened to, I'm assuming. But Losing My Patience is up there as one of their least listened to songs, and it does not deserve that. It deserves so much love and care and attention. It is such a funny song. Bone Cage sings well, does some really funny moments too. I love Losing My Patience. The video is made wonderfully with an amazing aesthetic I really dig. And the silly suits and the bright neon, I love it. Love it so much. I love the writing. It's so funny and quirky, and it's just, it's so good. And So We Fall. And So We Fall. This is another song that I rank kind of highly, and some people would be like, eh. I do think it is still a great song. This song is wonderful. I really do think this song is completely wonderful. It is a great song. And, I keep saying, oh, it's a great song, it's a great song, it's completely wonderful, it's a great song. But, like it is. It is a good, solid Stupendium song. It's about Fall Guys. The instrumental is one of my favorites that Stoops has ever used. I love the instrumental so much. The writing is really good. The singing and the chorus is so... Oh, that chorus is so great. I love it so much. I have to put And So We Fall below A Purpose for New London. I feel like it's better than Little Rover and These Hallowed Wings, but I feel like A Purpose for New London onwards is better. The Most Fashionable Faction. This is a song that I feel like I didn't give enough praise to. I just talked about yeah, no, the parts are fine. It's a good song. The parts about it are fine. That's it. Nah, as a TF2 fan, I love The Most Fashionable Faction. It is a great song. I think it's a great song. Scout's part is written, fast and quick. Hits hard just like Scout does. Demo Man is drunk and all over the place and pissing fire, apparently. Sniper is quick, efficient, very strong, and very quick with what Sniper wants to do. I think the chorus is really well written. I really like how the chorus is written. Soldier is written like Soldier. The Spy is quick, efficient, hidden and stealthy with some of those, your mother lines are just like, ooh. The Heavy, I think the Heavy is slow, but matches up pace-wise very well. And, the slow, deep voice of the Heavy is just, it's intimidating. Harry 101 did an amazing job impersonating both Soldier and Heavy. Engineer, everyone loves the Engineer line. How do the engineers in the field? Farm boy charm with Megaton. Yeah, everyone loves that line, the entire part, which I'm going to be fair. It goes hard. It starts off slow, but then it builds up really quickly, which makes sense, because that's how an engineer does. He builds himself up over the course of the game, builds up his, his engineer-ness. Then you have, the pyro being incomprehensible, which I love. I love the fact that my main is incomprehensible, but when you actually look at the lyrics, it's like, holy shit, that's cool. Like, that is some brutal. That is brutal. Which is, how I guess Pyro thinks. And then finally, Medic is just insane and evil. Apparently, most of Medic's lines, because they had the idea to do a TF2 song for a while, but they never got around to it until they did finally. Almost all of Medic's verses were either repurposed to Doctor Doctor or Losing My Patience. Either one of them. Probably Losing My Patience, realistically. But then they got around, so they had to completely rewrite Medic's, which, I guess, makes sense. Medic is surgical, evil, and overall, I think the song is just really good. The instrumental is really well done. It's just a giant love letter to the TF2 at a point in time when TF2 was really kind of on the downhill. It still is. I'm gonna say it's not as good as Losing My Patience is, but it's up there. It's up there in high B. Like most Fashionable factions, pretty good. And Imposter Calls, man. A song about the hit video game Among Us. Who would have thunk it? It's an Among Us song with Stoops and Dan going back and forth. The writing is really well done. The chorus is incredible. The instrumental is amazing. I really do like the back and forth they have. I think an Imposter Calls is just, it's really well done. That's the most I can say. It's really well done. It's good for what it is. I'll say it's better than A Matter of Facts, but I won't really put it any higher. I think it's better. I think it's in B tier. The Fright Before Christmas, this is literally Stoops just basically giving up and not caring anymore. This is just them. It's like Another Horror Holiday, which at least had a good chorus. It's just like that, but it's just with no care at all. It's honestly just kind of really sad. I'm putting it in F tier. It's just, there is so much nothing in The Fright Before Christmas. So much nothing. So much just like meh of a song. And I keep saying that, but it really is. It is such a blessed song, and you can tell that Stoops really didn't care, and they ran out of ideas. They even said so in the song. They just ran out of ideas. And it's just The Fright Before Christmas. It's just, it was just not, I would say it was not a good way to cap off 2020. However, the next song, and one of the few Christmas songs by Stoops I do like, as in the only one, caps off the year amazingly. Lights on a Truck 2020 Remaster. Holy hell, this song is amazing. It is such a great song about everything wrong with Christmas and how people celebrate it and how it's portrayed as and everything. And it's so good at it. And it's such a good song. It's so good. I love Lights on a Truck. It's such a good song. It kind of made me sad towards the whole part about, we don't even have that many Christmases left to go, and time running out, and we don't get memories of time back. We don't get the chance to re-experience Christmas like Ebenezer Scrooge, and it's really beautiful. It was really well written, really beautiful and worthy remaster. It's very, very good in my opinion. A very good critique on what Christmas has become and what it means. And the fact that the song was for charity too, also it's the cherry on top. I personally put Lights on a Truck above these Hallowed Winks, not above Little Rover, but it's an A tier. I think it's below Little Rover, but it's above these Hallowed Winks. The second remastered, so now you're probably expecting me to say, oh, it's the exact same as the normal the second. I think what the original second did well, which, like I said, was the ominous, the vibe of it, which was the chorus being out of tune. I think the chorus being out of tune really did help with the vibe. I think it really did help with the vibe well. But the parts where isn't it tragic how a man could accidentally drown, and then it's like the sounds like someone drowning in the background as the instrumental cuts out. It's just like, that is so peak. That is so peak. And honestly, I do think it's worth it just to have a slightly worse instrumental. I'll put it in B tier, but it'll be low B tier. I think it's a good sign of just like the difference between B and C tier. I think it is better than the original, but it's at the low end of B tier. Vending Machine of Love, S tier. Oh boy, this song is like the most gay song imaginable. This is the gay song of all time. Vending Machine of Love is just, it is so good. It is such a banger, and the fact that Stoops wrote it all in one crazy, just one night long thing as a theme song for their friend's little game that they made, and the fact that they made this song just on a whim, it's so great. It is genuinely just an amazing song. It is like, It is up there. I would say it's up there in my top 5, but it's not. But it's up there in probably my top 10 favorite songs of all time. Now, if you ask me what are my top 10, I literally wouldn't know, because I literally don't even know what my top 5 are. I know where Vending Machine of Love would be realistically in my mind. It is an incredible masterpiece of a song. It really is. Originally, it was going to be number 4, but I think I pushed it up to no, I think it still is number 4 on the list. But I would definitely push it up to like number 3. So amazing and just chef's kiss. The Apex. I mean, the second was good because of what it did. I think the second was good because of the fact that it felt so ominous. The Apex is more like the action-packed, okay, shit's hitting the fan. You know, Hitman Agent 47, he's gonna kill you now. There's no escape. He's just going to kill you. I think it works out perfectly. I think both songs fit really well with Hitman's entire thing. I think second fits a bit more, but Apex is a better song. I'll say that. I would rather listen to Apex any day over the second. And I'm not even saying that because the second's bad. I'm just saying I would genuinely rather listen to Apex than the second. So I would probably put Apex better than A Matter of Facts, but lower than an Imposter Calls. I think the Apex is a really it's a solid song. It is a solid song, a quick, devious song basically saying, hey, Agent 47's coming for you, you have nowhere to hide. And the part with Nim raps, rapping as, the target of him, I think is done exceptionally well. Amazing props to Nim raps for rapping that great and rapping good. Fiend Like Me. Fiend Like Me. Ooh, it is up there in S tier. Oh, it is in good contention with Vending Machine of Love for which one's better. But, ooh, the Fiend Like Me is so good. I love Fiend Like Me. It is such an amazing song. Oh, I love the chorus. It's so good. The writing is fun and silly and off the walls. The rhymes are great. The chorus is hands down the best chorus Stupendium's ever written. I don't care. We Work to Earn the Right to Work is a classic, but if all the world's a stage, then I shall play my part. You may say it's cliche, but I say that it's an art. Wonderful. Masterpiece. Wonderful. Fiend Like Me is an amazing song. Even my kitty categories, she came in, she has to put in her 2 cents. I just think Fiend Like Me is such a good song. It's such a devious little petty little villain song, but it's a great song. It is so good. I love Fiend Like Me so much. It's an earworm. It's releasing guttural noises because I love it so much. It's so good. Tune into the madness. Now, this is a song that, again, when Death Over, the song is very confusing, very avant-garde, very much not a song in a lot of ways, because it's all over the place. There's really no consistency to it, but I think that that's one of the things that makes it so great. I think the fact that it is like that is what makes it so wonderful. I do really like it. Tune Into the Madness. I think it is so good. I love the use of classic TV samples. I love that. I think it fits perfectly. I've never played Little Nightmares 1 or 2, so I don't really get it that much. I don't get what the references are to. I think Tune Into the Madness is a masterclass in how to write a disorienting, maddening, confusing mess. There's so many different lines, like it's telling so many different stories, where if you were to pick up all the details, literally it's like the song could tell like 5 stories, or you could think the song means for 5 different things, and it would, because there are that many details. And I think both Stoops and Dan Bull do an incredible job on it. I think they do an amazing, incredible job on it. Tune Into the Madness is a great song. As to where it will be in the tier list, I think higher than Little Rover. Not better than And So We Fall, but I think it's better than Little Rover, Lights on a Truck, These Hallowed Wings. I think that's a comfortable spot to put Tune Into the Madness. The data stream. Now, when I said that the fine print was very much coming more realistic day by day, realistically the data stream is, it is a song about Cyberpunk 2077, and is incredible. It is just such a really incredible song. At first I really didn't care for it, but I sort of grew to like it over time. I think the chorus is really good. The verses are really well wrapped and really portray the dystopian nightmare that is Arasaka and, you know, it just knowing everything about you at all times and just technology consuming everything. I think it's really good at what it does portray and what it does well, and calling out corporations for their greed, but at the same time, it's like, well, you accepted because you wanted to use their technology, so technically we have the right to do this. And I think it's a real-world evil that really does affect people in the modern day, and will probably continue to affect people in the modern day. The data stream is really a harbinger of things to come, and I really do not wish for a world where it does come true. I hope to God not. As for the song itself, again, like I said, it's a good song. Well rapped, well written. I think the verses kind of fall flat a little bit for me. Like, they're not bad. I just think it's like they're not the greatest stoops ever written. I don't really care much for the instrumental. I think the instrumental is fine. The chorus is insanely well sung though. The chorus is insanely well sung and well made and well written. I really do like the chorus a lot. So realistically, I'm gonna put it above in Rip and Tear My Way to Your Heart. I don't think it's better than Wake Me Up Before You Go Go and Onwards, but I do think it is a good, solid song. Fragments. This is a really deep and emotional song, but it's also just a good song. It's also just a really good song. So first of all, Freest, I think for the verse or two that they do really well at it. It is a good song. It does what it needs to. It's a song about Stupendium finding themselves and gender identity and all that song, and you know what? I respect it. And I love them for it. I think it is a good song for those reasons, but I still think it is a good, solid song. I think it's better than What a Foul Day. I think Vault number 76, I would still prefer to listen to Vault number 76 over Fragments, but Fragments is still a good song. Fragments is still a good song. I think it's in the middle of the pack B tier, which B tier is being filled up right now. But I think Fragments, it's a good song. It's a good song. Doesn't hit it for me, like, deeply or emotionally. I just think it's a good song. The instrumental's pretty well done, but I don't really care for Ratchet and Clank, so I also don't get a lot of the references to there. It's a Joy Remastered. Want to talk about a glow up? Here you have the original song, in my opinion, still the worst Stupendium song ever released. Horrendous. Then you have the remastered, and just by simply giving it a better mastering and by making it sound listenable, this song jumps from F tier all the way to A tier. This song is incredible. It's not as good as A Matter of Factory's Onward, but it's still really good. It's a Joy Remastered. It's just so insane, because I remember I listened to the remaster first, and I was like, man, this is a really good song. I wonder what was wrong with the original, make them want to remaster it. And then I listened to the remaster, I listened to the original, and I'm just like, oh! It's like, yeah, no wonder they'd want to remaster that. This sucks! But It's a Joy Remastered is really good. It is really good. It really fixes a lot of the issues of the song. They sing in key, they sing on tune. The instrumental is better, more trippy, really more acid, rocky. It really does fit overall. It makes It's a Joy listenable, which makes you actually appreciate the things that It's a Joy did. Because that's why, like, when I wrote about It's a Joy in the original ranking video, I was like, it's not that great. It sucks. It sounds horrendous. So moving on. But I talked about the remaster and everything it does right in depth, and that's because it's easier to notice when you're not focused on, dear God, this sounds awful. And that's why I really like It's a Joy Remaster. I think I like it just if, like, I never listened to the original. If I only listened to the remaster, then I would probably be like, yeah, It's a Joy is okay. Probably like a B song. Probably B tier. But then it's like the second, it's like when you listen to the original, I have so much more appreciation for the remaster, and I love the remaster even more. I'm like, I'm so glad I have you. Room for Improvement is another great song. This is the song that it calls back to Rogue's Gallery, with the chorus being satisfaction guaranteed, cash in hand and no receipts, which is a callback to satisfaction guaranteed, no retractions, no receipts. That's what the callback is to, and I think it does it well. I think it's a good subtle callback. You know, one's an art scammer making, you know, tracing art and scamming art and, you know, scamming people out of a lot of money, and probably will also kill you if you keep pushing him around, to just a really sleazy, scummy, cheapskate repairman. that house renovator guy. That is literally what it is. And I think it does what it needs to. And I love all the part with the paint. I love the paint part. I think you can tell by how much I say it does what it needs to. I'm not using a script. I love the part where it goes over all the colors. I love all the parts about the colors. I love the, I've got 5-star reviews, but I mean, only get 5 1-star reviews, which is basically the same thing. Don't think about it. I love that. That is such a funny line to me, because it's so stupid and wrong. I love Room for Improvement. And the instrumental is really good, too. It's really good. I personally will say that it's not better than A Purpose for New London, but it's in A tier. Shine Through, I don't know, over time I've just sort of been like, whatever. I'll listen to the song. I listened to it once and I was like, oh, this is a really nice emotional song. And I tried listening a few more times and like, this is just, it's boring. I don't know. I just really can't get into it. I do like, you know, the references to colors, and the ending monologue is really nice and sweet and perfect. But for the most part, the song is just better than Gotta Build a Zoo, I will say. I'll say it's better than Gotta Build a Zoo, but not better than Minecraft versus Lego. We Told You So. This is a song I completely underrated. I actually got a comment from someone saying that this is their favorite Stoop song, which I don't agree with. I don't think it's that good, but I do agree that this song is massively underrated by me. I think We Told You So deserves to score much higher than what I gave it. And like, you know, I counted like the weird voice in the chorus, but it's like, yeah, it's whatever. It's negatable. I don't really care. I think it sounds great. And Stoops raps fast, and I like all the other guest features. I think they rap good, and I think it's just a short little quick song about zombie survival. I love that they're just loading in your face like, ha, we told you so, you're already dead, but we told you so. I love it. I think it's wacky and stupid and such an absurd concept, but I love it. And so I'm gonna put We Told You So in B tier. Not as good as What If All Day. I think I'll put it above Find the Keys, but I think it's better than, but it's above Find the Keys, but not better than What If All Day. But I think We Told You So deserves to be in there in B tier. Don't Let the Bellhops Bite. Oh, this is a great song for no reason. Like another one. This is just no reason to be as good as it is. It's like not even really about Dark Deception, because the song was made so long before the video that it was no longer accurate to the canon lore of Dark Deception. But still, I think the song's great. I think the song's amazing. I love the chorus of it. I think the chorus is so well made and well done. And I think really the chorus is what holds it up so high for me. I think, you know, there are parts about the verses I like, but it's just being silly with the whole evil hotel concept. And I kind of like it. But for the most part, it would be a B tier, but I think that chorus really elevates it. I'll put it underneath These Hallowed Wings, because I think These Hallowed Wings is just generally a better song overall, rounded out overall. But I think Don't Let the Bellhops Bite, 100% of my money is an A tier song. It is low A tier, but I think that chorus really just pushes it up out of B tier. There's no really deeper themes to it, but like, who cares? It's a good song. It makes me want to bop and dance, so it makes me happy. And it's All A Good Fright. It's a funny song. It's funny, it's entertaining, but really, I realistically just don't see myself ever wanting to listen to this again. I listened to it once for the video, I was like, yeah, that was into All Too Good Fright. Realistically, I'd probably put it below the orchestral mix for Why Did I Say Okie Doki? Because, I mean, there really isn't that much of a song to it, even. It's, like, the song that is there is okay, but it's not the main thing of the song. It's not like the main part of it. And I don't know. I don't really care for the Christmas songs. I don't really care that much. And I think it's All A Good Fright. Caps off the series well, but it's, like I said in the video, I think it's more of a video than a song. Add Infinitum. Oh, I rage baited some of you by putting it in the worst, under the name word worst in the thumbnail, huh? Rage baited y'all, but nah, S tier. Ad Infinitum is so good. Oh, it is so good. Like, if you want sensory overload, Ad Infinitum is your way to go. It's non-stop barrage. It's just noise and noise and noise and quick flow all over the place. The flow's all over the place. There's so many puns littered throughout. It's about advertisement and scams online and aggressive ads, and I love Ad Infinitum, and it's about Spamton from Deltarune. So who doesn't love that? It's a banger. Not to mention the gotta have it part, which I have no clue how anyone can rap it that genuinely fast, because that is just, that would like knock me out. I'm not even gonna attempt it. That, oof. Props on Stoops. I know they didn't do it in one take, but still props on them for being able to do it at all. Find the Keys remastered. I mean, it's remastered Find the Keys. I think it's more on the lines of Art of Darkness, and I think the fact that it is remastered really does put it up to A tier. I personally think it's better than Art of Darkness. I'll put it at the top of A tier, better than Rust Employed. I think Find the Keys remastered is so good because it does the Art of Darkness treatment. Because like I said, Art of Darkness is sort of like Find the Keys 2 in a way. But Find the Keys really then took an Art of Darkness and got the same mastering treatment basically by Oxygen. So they're both A tier. They're both insanely good songs and they're both mastered so insanely well. And it's just, I love that part with Samuel Lawrence towards the end, where it's when you passed out, we made contact extremely deep underground. I've been drawing servant circles, and that's where I can be found. I love that because you can hear all the voice, like the ominous voice mainly, but then you hear the singing, ominous, quiet singing in the background, and then of course Vending coming in like, where I can be found, and stuff like that piping in. Find the Keys is so good. The remaster is so good for it. It makes it so incredibly well. It really is just sort of a thank you, because original Find the Keys is supposed to be Stupendium's last ever YouTube video. And as you can tell by this tier list, that did not at all come anywhere close to happening. Find the Keys Remastered is an amazing song. The Toybox. This is a song I feel like some of you guys would be kind of expecting to be high up because it was in the top 5. But I will say, as time has gone on, I think I've sort of fallen out of love with the Toybox. It's still an A. I'm still going to put it above It's a Joy in A Matter of Factories, below Art of Darkness, Rust Employed, and Find the Keys. The Toybox is still a really good song. I really do like the Toybox. It is such a great song. The instrumental is really well done. I think it sort of takes its own spin on Poppy Playtime and does it well. But I don't think the chorus is that fun or that interesting. It's just, now we're calling out the Toybox. It's just that. That's the chorus over and over. And the verses, they're fine. There really isn't a gradual shift between, oh, we're lovey and then we're evil. It's more so just, oh, the first verse, oh, we're lovely and we're alive, to we're lovely, we're evil, oh, but we're alive, we're tortured souls. And the third verse is just like, you better love us or we'll kill you. We will kill you and your family. It's just like this really weird progression that I really kind of notice and kind of don't dig. That pre-chorus before the second chorus, that pre-chorus after the second verse, where it's all we know is a play. Then you took the play away. That entire thing is so good. And when they start singing, and when they finally lined it up, watch us spin, all the lies come round again. It's so good. Oh, that hits such a perfect spot in my brain musically. I love that pre-chorus, that little bridge right before they get back to the mediocre chorus. I think it is so good. Such incredible writing. So perfectly written. I love that part of the Toybox, and I think the instrumental is great. And I think most of the verses are pretty good despite the mismatched flow of them. I don't know, it's just, I guess over time I've just sort of fallen out of love with the Toybox. There used to be a time where Toybox and Fine Print would swap back and forth for me over which one's better, but it's firmly Fine Print. Nowadays it's between Fine Print, Vending Machine of Love, Fiend Like Me, and God knows what else pops into my head. Speaking of a song that pops in my head and goes back and forth between whether or not it's my favorite or not, No One's Home. I was originally going to put No One's Home lower, but I sort of realized I don't care. I like No One's Home. This song hits such a soft spot for me. I love No One's Home because I hate it so much. I love it so much. I explained in detail about the evil, authoritarian, fascist, communist, whatever-esque empire that No One's Home takes place in, the Beholder universe takes place in. And I sort of, commented, on that and how much evil it is, but also how much truth there is behind it, how much just genuine evil it is. It's like if Nook, Line, and Sinker did it's like if Nook, Line, and Sinker took all of the evil from, like, the fascist side into A Purpose for New London. Kind of. You take all these songs and combine the worst elements of it. Not worst as in like the bad parts of the song, but the worst as in like the most evil parts of the song. You would get No One's Home. It is such an evil, diabolical, messed up, evil song, and I love it. It is so good. The rhyming and flow is perfect. The instrumental is perfect. Every word is spoken with a purpose, and every word is written to have power behind it, and it is perfectly done. In McGuire's chorus, coming in and singing the chorus, just, it adds that oomph. Because if Stoops was singing it, it's like, yeah, it'd be fine, but I think McGuire coming in and singing it sort of makes you realize, like, oh, it's sort of like this aggressive voice where it's sort of like you have this aggressive you overload, but then you have like the tenants crying out from within with McGuire. And it sort of just adds more to the storytelling. Having McGuire as that feature, having that there, really adds to the storytelling and the world building. And I hate and love No One's Home so much. I mean, this song literally was the reason I bought the Beholder, all 3 Beholder games. I still haven't finished any of them. I've only played through a bit of the first one. But the reason I even started playing them in the first place is because this song was that so incredibly good. And I know I said earlier, fine print, Vending, Fiend Like Me fight for, you know, which song's up there is my favorite Stupendium song. This one is great, high competition. I am not backing down. I'm doubling down. No One's Home is my second favorite Stupendium song of all time. Someday it's my absolute favorite. I don't care. No One's Home is a masterpiece of writing, of storytelling, of truth and power. It is literally, like, literature, like, writing-wise, one of the best Stupendium songs ever. I cannot praise this song enough. And I know you'll think I'm crazy or corny or nerdy because, you know, it's a song about a video game. But there's so much more power to that behind a video game. And even after I've played the video game, there's like little to no references really for it besides for the Ministry. But even then, that could be a placeholder term for any extremely dictator authoritarian government. It's just, No One's Home is such a glorious masterpiece of an evil, messed up, dystopian world, and I love it so much. Shelter from the Storm Remastered. Again, I said Shelter from the Storm, originally she was the mastering was horrendous. Shelter from the Storm, if I had to rank it, honestly, modern Shelter from the Storm, probably B tier, somewhere in B tier probably. Shelter from the Storm Remastered, it's good, fixes a lot of the issues. The writing is swell, the writing is amazing. The instrumental is really good. There's so much power and heart shoved into every line the Stupendium says. Not like writing-wise, like, you know, they pour every ounce in heart into their writing, but more so like how they perform it. Their performance is incredible, and this remaster really goes out and shows that, and it really feels bombastic, and it feels like the end of the world, where on one hand it feels like, oh yeah, it's giving up and it's dreadful and it's dark, but at the same time it feels like you're pushing through that darkness and trying to get to the other side of the light. And that's what really Shelter from the Storm feels like to me. I feel like higher than A Matter of Facts. I feel like A Matter of Facts. I'm using certain songs at like certain points. I feel like it's not better than the most fashionable faction. I could even make a case for Wake Me Up Before You Go being better, which I am. I think Shelter from the Storm Remastered is better than the Data Stream, Rip and Tear, Imposter Calls, Apex, and onwards, but I do think that Shelter from the Storm is not as good as the other 3 songs above. I think Shelter from the Storm is a very high B tier, though. It is a very amazing, powerful song, and I do think the themes in it are a bit more mixed compared to A Purpose for New London, which very vividly sets up the nightmare that these people are in, but this is more so just the leader's point of view. Can't Teach This, 2 Point Campus song. So, you can't teach this. It's a good song. It's fine. Can't really be aggressively against it. It's Dr. Doctor, but better in my opinion. I'll put it below Carol of the Tales. Actually, I'll put it above Impossible Geometry. Lower than the second. I do think Can't Teach This is better than Impossible Geometry. It's a high C tier. It's a good song. It's a silly little wacky song. I think the name call, the roll call section was really well done. And that's a point I really do like for it. But I do think there is a good bit of the song that just kind of is like, it's alright. And the fact that it does use the same instrumental as Dr. Doctor sort of also is kind of like, Pizza the Action. This is a song that, I don't know if I should put higher or lower, because it's going in S tier no matter what. I think A Pizza the Action is a kick-ass song. It is an amazing song. But I don't know if I should have put higher or lower. I'm going with probably realistically on the ranking list, probably lower. But I do still think it was still in the top 10. A Pizza the Action is still a top 10 Stupendium song. It is so incredibly made. It is so incredibly well made. It feels like what a genre parody is supposed to be, because a genre parodies, I feel like most of the time, like, they try and be aggressively like, oh, we're parodying this genre, but A Piece of the Action does a genre parody correctly, as in it just feels like it is just straight up from that genre. It feels like it is an 80s hairband rock song, like an 80s synth hairband rock song. That's what it sounds like. That's what it reeks of. But it does it in all the right ways. I'm gonna put it below Slide Into the Void, but better than Rogue's Gallery. I think Pizza the Action is an incredible, glorious song. 20 times better than Security Breaches as a game. I think A Pizza the Action just does everything really well with what it wants to do. It is a perfect genre parody. I loved the Thriller part at the end. I love the whole entire Thriller parody at the end. I think that's just my favorite part of the whole song. But the verse, the chorus, the verses are great. The choruses are great. I think there's a great amount of singing and also rap flow put into it. There's a little more singing flow put into it than rapping, but I still think there is a lot of good flow put into it without necessarily having to rap, but being able to sing. And Stoops has some power behind their voices to be able to sing some of those chords. Open the Sky. This is another song where it's kind of like Fragments, where it's like I could see what they were going for, and it's a good song. I can't, really hit, the emotional core. I personally think it's better than Chairman of the Board, but it's not better than Sells No More, Houseways When Sign the Keys, etc., etc. I think Open the Sky is a good low B tier song. It's a good song for what it is. I really don't have much else to say about it. It's Open the Sky. It's an emotional, little dark song about being in a dark place and wanting someone to help lift you up. But I think it does it well. I don't really care for it. What a Plunderful World. This is a song that I feel like should have been lower than where I placed it, and it probably will be. It's just a matter of factories, but they got sponsored to do all the merchandise stuff for it. I think a matter of factories does it really well, but What a Plunderful World kind of feels like a cheap knockoff of it. It's still an okay song. I just feel like the charm of what made A Matter of Factory so good is gone, especially because the instrumental is nowhere near as great. I'll put it below Vault Number 76, no, above Vault Number 76. I don't think it's as good as A Matter of Fact's Onward, but I do think it is better than Vault Number 76 and below. I do think it's a good song. It's just a lot of the magic and charm of A Matter of Factories is gone. Hell, if you even look at the album art for A Matter of Factories, there's so much going on, so much detail put in. You look at What a Plunderful World, and it's just Stoops standing there on a white void. Wool Over Her Eyes. This is really the first song to release after I became a Stupendium fan. And when I was sort of still listening to more of the music, oh, fine print, oh yeah, why does it Okie Dokie, oh that's fine, Tune to the Madness, alright, that's whatever. Before I really started to love Tune to the Madness. But then it's like Wool Over Her Eyes, and I'm just like, okay, this is their new song, let's call it To the Lamb, let's see what it is, and then it just hits, it's like, oh, it's so good. Wool Over Her Eyes is such a great song. I love Wool Over Her Eyes. It has such a great theme of being in a cult and manipulated and being hit with all the stuff of cult. It's going into A tier. The instrumental is not my favorite, but I think the writing is really, really smart. The flow, especially towards the end, is insanely fast, is well wrapped. The writing is phenomenal for it. I think the art and animation for the video is also incredible. Cosmo the Parrot became a main character with this song, really, as their sort of as their Fursona mascot, because it is their Fursona, if you didn't know. I think Wool Over Our Eyes does a lot well with the entire cult theme. And again, the only downside is just that I don't really care that much about the instrumental, but even then, it's not that bad of an instrumental. It's a good instrumental. It's just, it's not my favorite. So, if I had to put Wool Over Her Eyes somewhere, probably above It's a Joy, but lower than A Matter of Factories. I think A Matter of Factories, Toybox, Art Dark. I think all of that is just, that's just a different level. And Wool Over Her Eyes is very close, but it doesn't hit that next level immediately. Towards the end, it sort of gets really, really close. It's like really inching there, and it's just like, it's so good. And I mean, the final chorus kicks in. It's like, holy shit, that's the most bombastic, cool shit ever. I love that entire build-up from the third verse all the way to the dead silence of the one soul cult leader saying, deep in the dark with the woods where secrets creep, and then finally Eric just exploding as they summon the one who waits, and just being this big bombastic thing. It is glorious to listen to. Compare that to A Matter of Factories, where I'm already vibing within the first 2 seconds. It's like boom, 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 and I'm just moving already. But I start just losing my shit at that last chorus. That hits so hard. Christmas in the Backrooms. This song is just, I mean, it's a parody of Holly Jolly Christmas. It's about the backroom. I don't know what you want me to say. It's boring. It's better than A Very Scary Christmas. Nowhere near the level of Lights on a Truck. It's better than Milk Lemonade, but it's not as good as Carol of the Tales. I think Carol of the Tales is still a good, like, out of the 2 Christmas-themed parodies, I think Carol of the Tales does it better. And I don't really care that much about the Backrooms. The Muppet Cypher. It's a cipher, so I don't really know how much of Stupendium I could really get out of this one. It's not so much Stupendium as it is Stupendium plus a crap ton of other people. So I really don't know how well to rank the Muppet Cypher. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. I don't really listen to it that much, so it's going down here. I'll put it above Minecraft vs. Lego. But, it's good. It's fine. Actually, I'll put it below Minecraft vs. Lego, but it's better than Shine Through and all that. It's a good cipher. Has a unique theme. I think the instrumental really fits. And, the character Stoops raps they're good. I like the interference of the 2 old guys. I don't remember their name. But I do like the McGuire line of, yeah, did you know Fozzie's playing McGuire? Yeah, McGuire, we still listening. I don't know why that was funny. I thought that was hysterical. Not hysterical, I thought it was funny. But yeah, you know what I mean. The End of the Line. The Choo Choo Charles song, End of the Line. I really like this song. It is one of my favorite Dan Bull and Stupendium collabs. I think my favorite Dan Bull Stupendium collab probably went to A Purpose for New London, because I really sort of started to really appreciate that song a lot. And, well, actually, it's a joy based off the tier list. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna move up Purpose to New London. I think it's better. I think it's better. I think Way Deeper Down needs to be moved down a little bit. There we go. Reorganize it. So Way Deeper Down is now better than Little Rover, but not as good as Tune to the Madness. And A Purpose to New London is better than It's a Joy remastered, but not as good as Wool Over Her Eyes. The End of the Line is taking a nice, comfortable second place. I think it's not as good as Nook, Line, and Sinker. Not as good as The Aftermath. It is better than Room for Improvement, though. I do love the chorus. I think the chorus is phenomenally sung. I like all the references to trains. I never had an autistic fixation on trains. I don't. But if you do, you'll like it. I do sort of like the canceled line, because this train's not just canceled, it's damn well deplatformed. I think that's a nice wordplay. I like silly little quick wordplay like that. I do think some other things about the song are really good. I do like how fast it gets. I do like how it builds up, sort of like a train builds up. It builds up quickly and fastly, and it gets really fast towards the end. They also have innuendo in there, which says from Milk Lemonade saying ass, and Dan Bull dropping the F-bomb and We Told You So. End of the Line, I think, has the most inappropriate innuendo with When We Come, Then We're Gonna Run a Train on You. I think The End of the Line it's a good song. It's a good, solid song. It's a silly song about choo-choo chawos. It does what it needs to. I do think it's not my favorite Dan Bull Stupendium collab anymore. That goes to A Purpose for New London. But I do think The End of the Line still is up there. Still is up there with a good old fighting chance. Way Deeper Down remaster, 2023 remaster. I'm gonna be honest still, it still is an F tier. I really do like the original Way Deeper Down. I don't think it needed to be remastered. Out of a lot of Stoop's early songs, I don't think Way Deeper Down needed a remaster. I think it was fine how it was. The remaster not only keeps some of the flaws of the original, to me it's worse because it's just that little boom womp for the bass is so much more loud and aggressive and so overly aggressive. It distracts me. Not to mention all that mixed in with the effects on Gaster, it literally was giving me a fucking migraine from how much it was when I was listening to it for the video. And I've tried listening to it since, and I just maybe like, oh, maybe I was just, it doesn't give me a migraine, doesn't hurt my head. Still hate it. I still don't like it. It doesn't sound, it does not sound good. I don't like it. It's like, turn down that bass, and if you turn down that bass, then it basically just sounds like the original Way Deeper Down. That's essentially all it is. It's just the original Way Deeper Down, but worse. Realistically, probably D, but this one's more personal, okay? I was overstimulated and given a headache, so I don't like it. A summary in Sumeru. Going into D tier, I think it's above No Waves Like Home. I think it's above all the songs in D tier. It's the top of D tier, but it's still not good. I don't like Genshin Impact. I don't like any of the Genshin, the Hoyo verse, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't really give a shit. Genshin Impact is just not a game for me. To me, it has a lot of issues with it. And the reason I mentioned the game is because I made a comment about how rude the fan base is, because, you know, the lolicons, and someone commented saying, that's really rude to assume my entire fan base. And it's like, I have a lot of friends who like Genshin. I don't care. I'll say it. Majority of the people who, if I'm not friends with them, and they like Genshin, majority of the time I see them, they're a pedophile. And last time I talked about lolicon and pedophilia, got my Twitter account suspended, so I'm not going into more detail about that, considering that I have very negative opinions, and some people don't like the fact that I think that it's bad. But Genshin Impact has a lot of issues with that, but even just as a core gameplay, I think the game itself is repetitive, it looks like, and also does a lot of bad stuff with gambling. I think the whole gambling aspect of it is horrific. I think that is horrible. But the song itself, it's basically just a lore dump for Genshin Impact, and that's it. So if you like Genshin Impact lore, you'll love the song. If you don't like Genshin Impact or Genshin Impact lore, like I don't, you're not gonna love the song. It's as simple as that. It literally is as simple as that. If you like Genshin, you're gonna like the song. If you don't, you're not gonna like it. I don't like it. I can tell it's a well-made song, and I think the chorus is fine. I think the instrumental's not that bad. It's just, it's so deeply rooted into Genshin. And if you like Genshin, you like it. If you don't like me, you don't like it. So it's going in D tier. A song I do like a lot, though, Neath. Neath is a very good song. It is a very great song. I really like Neath. What Neath does is it is a mini musical, basically comprised of 4 sections, and I really like it. You know, the intro, outro, and all the interludes by the newspaper guy, Terry Teller. Then you have Honest Bob, I believe that's his name, Honest Bob or whatever. You know, he's the homeless guy. He's the poor side of the Neath. He's, you know, the poor, the near homeless. You know how he would love a lover, but he's so poor and dysfunctional he can barely keep himself alive. And, you know, I think it's very well wrapped. I think it's very well written, his side of things. Then you have the next verse, Cassie Haversham. That's the one where Stoops dresses up in drag and is an absolute girl boss, so Slay Queen. Then you have Byron Brimstone, who's definitely not a demon or alien. No, not at all. Then you have Mr. Pages, who's actually from Fallen London. And then that's kind of it. Neath it delves a lot into these characters' lives, and each one of them represents something, and I do really like it. I really like how it portrays it. You know, you have one person who's lost everything with Honest Bob. You have a person who's lost something but gained another thing with, like the complete opposite almost, someone who's lost everything but gained everything with Cassie Haversham, who's, you know, lost it, but now she has a tavern. She's also been able to transition herself because, you know, who cares anymore? You're stuck at the bottom of the hole. Might as well be yourself. You have Byron Brimstone, who thinks he knows everything, but he really doesn't. And you have Mr. Pages, who actually does know everything. because he's one of the people who rules over Fallen London. And I think it's a very nice contrast. There's a lot of really nice musical medleys and motifs and really just charming parts of the song. Each character has a chance to shine. Each character has a chance to show themselves off for, who they are and what their lives are. And for like a 10-minute long song, it goes by quickly. And I really, really appreciate Neath. I think it's a really great song. It is a great little musical song. It's solid for what it is. It is a solid song. You take it, you get it, and you're just like, this is a great song. It's a great musical. You can split it up into however many push you like. Bottom line, Neath is an S-tier song. Has some of the best production Stupendium has ever had. I'll put it at the back of S-tier, because I'm looking at these, and it's like, I do like these more. But Neath, just because Neath is in the back of S tier, it does not mean I think it's worse. I think Neath is just as good as Rogue's Gallery, Pizza the Ashes, Slide to the Void, Why I Say Okie Doki, and Infinitum. I think it's just as good. It's just the length of it is a little bit of the reason why I tend to go for other songs, because they may be like 4 or 3 minutes, but they're still shorter than 10, But Neath tells amazing stories in 10 minutes, and it does it well, and it really immerses you into the world, which is insane, because I know nothing about anything related to Fallen London. House Always Wins Remastered. I'm putting it right next to House Always Wins, below Find the Keys, but above the original House Always Wins. It's the House Always Wins, but the mastering's better. That's it. I don't know what you want me to say. House Always Wins Remastered, it's just, the mastering is better. It sounds better. The instrumental is more unique. You can actually hear Stoops now. That's it. Is House Always Wins, but audible. I don't know what else you want me to say. House Always Wins is a great song. It is well written. The instrumental is creepy but also fitting and depressing for what it is. The chorus is amazing. It was just really the mastering that was holding back the original, and the remastered is literally just the original, but better. And so I'll put the remastered right next to the original, because they're the same song, it's just the remastered is better. And if anything, I'll put House Always Wins above, I'll put it above What a Foul Day, but below Fragments. So now we're getting into the 5 songs I did not talk about, because these 5 songs were not out yet. Were not in existence by the time that I made my video. In fact, by the time the video came out, the only thing we had was a teaser saying Stoops was in Las Vegas for one of their songs, their most recent one, that just came out saying, oh hey, I'm in Las Vegas shooting something, how cool is that? And then also, the other song had a teaser come out a few days before my song did, and it's like, oh, in in a week or so. The Ribbon. This song had a teaser come out a few days before my video did, so I didn't get the chance to talk about it. Holy hell. The Ribbon had me tied up in its ribbon so long. The Ribbon came out, and it's just genuinely one of my favorite Stupendium songs. I'm putting it up there. It's not as good as Fiend Like Me. I mean, it's still fucking amazing. It's still a masterpiece. But it's behind Fiend Like Me, better than Infinitum. It's in the top 5. The Ribbon is so amazing. It is so, so good. I love what the Ribbon does. I love everything that the Ribbon does. It follows up Slide Into the Void near perfectly. The intro and outro being like from this Twilight Zone-esque, universe, which fits in with the Alan Wake universe, because Control is part of, the Alan Wake universe and all that, and, spin-offs, and how they work. The Ribbon is just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's so good. It's so, so good. It's 6 minutes long, but it's so, so perfect. The first verse is about Alan Wake describing, he's here, he's writing how he's forced to, have to try and write his way out. The chorus, at first, is, kind of off-putting and creepy, sung by Cami Cass, the person who did Slide Into the Void. It's sort of, off-putting because it's sort of quiet and ominous. The second verse goes more deep into it, expressing how much Alan is getting too much involved and deeply interested in his work. It's becoming too much, or so he starts going insane, having these visions from all these other voices showing up, such as, you need the proper tools to get a proper service, you won't believe the things that hide right there beneath the surface. And then all of the songs, stuff about, about all the pages piling up to create like this forest of just in his mind of all these pages and everything that he's writing. He can't get the perfect ending as he's going insane in this alternate dimension, kind of, and the darkness. and I love some of the writing. So like that entire part towards the end of the second verse. But the one line that I really like from that entire little part, can't remember the exact words, is were the adjectives deployed worth the marriage you destroyed. And reading up about Alan Wake, you know, reading up on like the plot and the lore, never played it, but I've read up on what it is, on like what the storyline and all that is. Reading up on that, and that line is just like, that's so strong. And then going on to Saga Anderson, sung by Cammy Cat, for her little verse, it's so well done. And then the entire fourth verse with Mr. Scratch and Alan, you know, Mr. Scratch, you know, demeaning, being like in his head, saying that, you know, everyone's expecting this to be you, but you're not really. You're this wimp who can't finish stories, and I'm the one trying to finish them, and I'm the one who has all these dark thoughts. I'm the evil inside of you and all that. It's so good, and it perfectly portrays like writer's block. And like writer's block and not being able to write, and the artistic direction of trying to write and convey something. It perfectly describes that, and it is so amazing with writer's block and art block and music block. And it probably does come from a feeling of, you know, genuineness from Stupendium themselves, from, you know, having to write and make so many songs, you know, first, you know, feeling like they have to do it, then getting lost and too engulfed in it, and losing stuff, like losing, like, worth the marriage you destroyed. That line is very important, not only from the double symbolism of, you know, Alan Wake, but also just like, you know, writers, you know, they could pour themselves so much to the work, they could neglect other parts of their lives, such as their marriage, their kids, and neglect that, and that could have really negative consequences for them, you know, like divorce or their kids not caring about them and stuff like that. And then, you know, towards the end with, you know, getting in your head that self-doubt, that self-hatred, that you can't finish this, that you're worthless. There's so much about the ribbon I love, and there's so much deeply poetic about the ribbon that I enjoy so much. The ribbon is such a perfect song. It is such a beautiful song. It is such a creepy, dark song. I love the ribbon so much, and I kind of wish I waited. I kind of wish I delayed my video and waited for the ribbon, that way I can include it, because it would be in the top 5, and it is in my top 5 favorite Stupendium songs. The ribbon is such an absolute masterpiece of music, and all of the metaphors and the meaning behind every single thing that Stupendium has made in that song is absolutely amazing and gorgeous. It's amazing. A Little Theorizing. So, a song dedicated to MatPat, you know, stepping down now, so, you know, aged a little poorly, but a song dedicated to game theory. And I kind of, you know, I grew up with game theory, with the FNAF theories, and, you know, I think 2016 to 18 was my peak game theory phase, but kind of after that, you know, I kind of died down. I don't really watch a theory here or there, I don't really watch much, but I think A Little Theorizing is a good little tribute to game theory, especially now that it's actually a tribute. You know, it's a love letter to game theory, and references upon references. I can see how in some cases it could be like some people's Sumeru and Sumeru, how it's like, if you like and you love game theory and film theory and style and you know, food theory, you're gonna love a little, you know, Little Theorizing. If you don't, you're going to get absolutely zero out of it. A Little Theorizing to me, as someone who does appreciate game theory and does get a good bit of the references, not all of them, because if I did get all of them, I'm a massive game theory fan, I can tell you right now, S right here. Trust me, that's the reason Ad Infinitum is probably so high. The autism is strong with me. Realistically, A Little Theorizing is going in a high B. I think the instrumental is really good. I just don't think it's better than... I think it's better than the Apex, but it's not as good as, like, an Imposter Calls or Rip and Tear. You know what, no. I think it's better than a Rip and Tear, Imposter Calls, Apex. I don't think it's better than Data Stream onwards, but A Little Theorizing is still really good. It is still really good. Dead Ahead. This is another sort of situation where it's just like I sort of learned to appreciate it over time. I kind of made this point early on, when at the very beginning of the video. If you remember way back, we're probably like 40 years old now with how long I've been talking on about Stupendium. But if you remember early on, I sort of made a point where it was like Dead Ahead, I wrote a review of it, and it was like in like probably around where like B tier. But then as I listened to it more, it became more like now in that A tier. And that's sort of how, like, actually my opinions are. And, you know, I do change my opinions over time, like Toybox dropping so low, stuff like that. I think Dead Ahead's an A-tier song. I think it's better than These Hallowed Wings and Don't Let the Bellhops Bite, but it's not better than Lights on a Truck Onward. I think Dead Ahead is a solid song. It is a solid, like, 8.5 out of 10. You're going to listen to it, you're going to love it, and I love it. I think it's a great song filled with so many fish puns and, you know, sea puns and Lovecraftian horror puns. It perfectly describes Dredge. I personally think Dan Bull's song, I'm Heading Out of My Mind, is better than Dead Ahead. I think I'm Heading Out of My Mind is an incredible song about insanity and isolation out at sea and all that, but I think Dead Ahead also portrays that extremely well, while also being classic silly stupendium that, you know, we all know and love them for being silly with all their puns before getting unbelievably dark for literally no reason because it's stupendium. I do really like a lot about Dead Ahead. I think Dead Ahead is a really just impressive song. The fact that they repurposed the train from End of the Line and turned it into a boat is also really cool. I think Dead Ahead, for the most part, is just a really good song. It's a really good, solid song. Like I said, like an 8.5 out of 10 is a good, solid song. Alright, final two now. In their most recent songs, their two-part, 1 million subscriber special, the 2024 remake of Amateur Wordsmith. Amateur Wordsmith was their first ever original song. Like, their first song ever. If you go to their oldest video ever, it is Amateur Wordsmith. I never included it. I also never included stuff like 4 or their, you know, musical song covers, because I didn't really consider that as, you know, stupendium. I was only going off the Spotify discography and what this tier list goes off of, which is the same thing, Spotify discography. But Amateur Wordsmith is a remake of their first song ever, being Amateur Wordsmith. And it's not even like a remaster, like, oh, let's just make it sound better. No, it is a complete and utter overhaul of everything with how they, you know, like, I think a great example, if you need a dapper rapper, I'm your them G, I'm going wild across the board, Jim G. Yeah, this flow don't really work now that I'm MB. I think like stuff like that's perfect. They add little details and funny little, like, details and lines referencing how far they've come in their career, while also trying to keep it true to the original. I do think it does its job well. I personally think it's okay. I do like seeing this as stupendium because, you know, they have cursing a little bit in the song, but I guess they cursed in the original, so you know what, it's fine. I think Amateur Wordsmith, for the most part, is a pretty solid song. I'll put it in B tier. Better than the original Find the Keys, obviously. I think it's better than We Told You So. Not better than What If All Day Onward, so I think Amateur Wordsmith, it's a good song. It's a nice little novelty, a nice little callback, and it's actually not too terribly shabby or that bad. I just think there are other songs better than it. And then finally, their most recent song, their brand new song to celebrate 1 million subscribers, Adequate Wordsmith. I am obviously not one because I said subscribers, but Adequate Wordsmith is their most recent song. They went all out, and it really shows off that they put so much care and effort into Amateur Wordsmith, or not Amateur, in Adequate Wordsmith. Put so much care and effort into it because it really does mean a lot to them. There is a point towards the end, not towards the end, but towards the middle, where they go on a tirade about how much of a toll YouTube has taken, like how insecure it is, how unstable of a job it is, how they can't even really enjoy playing games or doing what they do anymore because they have to do their job, which is make YouTube content. And they ask, is it really worth it? Why do I still do this? Is it worth it? And then they're just to be like, yeah, I'm in a Lamborghini, I can't even drive. like I kind of like that immediate comedic shift, but it's like, I feel like that, knowing Stoops, that probably does come from a genuine place of dissatisfaction with their job. But for the most part, I think the pros outweigh the cons, and that's really what this song is showing off, that the pros outweigh the cons. They're happy where they come. They're happy that they have people to support. They have over 1 million subscribers now. And, you know, they directly call it the fine print for blowing their channel up. So, you know, people like me doing my part, you know. I really enjoy it. I really like Adequate Wordsmith. I think it's better than Amateur Wordsmith. I still think it's a B tier. I think it's better than Shelter from the Storm Remastered, but not as good as Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. I think Adequate Wordsmith's right there, high B tier. And I think that is a good place for it to be. Yeah, I think Adequate Wordsmith does its job well. It's a nice comedic song. It's a nice thank you for 1 million subscribers. And of course, And of course, mainly, not only are you welcome, Stoops, but thank you for being one of my favorite musical artists of all time. I love all of your music. Well, as long as it's as long as it's below Fazbear Family. As long as it's a Fazbear Family or above, I like it. I listen to it religiously. If it's Fazbear Family or above, I listen to it religiously. If it's anything below, not so much. I will say, for the most part, Stupendium, you have an amazing back catalog of music, an amazing catalog of music in general. You have insane video production quality. You have comedy. You can be serious. You can tell so many deep stories, so many deep metaphors for not only things in our life, but things that people like me can relate to, such as, writer's block with, like, The Ribbon. But it can also be silly and fun, like Fiend Like Me and Vending Machine Love, which are just vibes and jams. I love listening to them. You retell games amazingly and perfectly fit within their lore, like Why Did I Say Okie Doki, and to an extent Sumeru and Sumeru. But you also can just make such great critiques of just the world in general, and just society being like the fine print, no one's home, rest employed, matter of factories, purpose for New London to an extent. There is just so much good positiveness that radiates from your music, and it just hits such a nice vibe and feeling with me, and I deeply just appreciate Stupendium's music. And to them, if they are watching this, I just want to say an extreme thank you so much for making such an impact on not just my life, but many others. And to, speaking of making an impact on my life, to all now of my 400 subscribers. Holy hell. I was not expecting to hit 400 so incredibly quickly. Thank you all so incredibly much. You guys genuinely do mean the world to me. When at a time in my life where it's going to be a lot of changes going forward, a lot of new stuff going forward. The fact that you guys are subscribing, you guys just subscribe because of this Stupendium video and you guys don't care. I'm not saying I don't care about you saying you mean nothing. It's like, I don't care if you do that and you never watch again, because you subscribe means that you care enough to at least do that. And it severely does mean a lot to me. I'm so happy that I hit 400. I was thinking that I'd probably hit 300, probably 400 by later this year, but not so quickly after hitting 300. My 300 subscriber special is only 10 days old. That is how recent we hit this. And I am incredibly blessed to have you guys be my subscribers. And I am so incredibly thankful for all my friends who help support me, for help getting me this far, and for hopefully sticking with me throughout the future. Hopefully this and other content like it will suffice in the future. Thank you genuinely so much for 400 subscribers. Hopefully sometime soon we can hit 500, and then I'll probably start having more breakdowns coming, like, I can't make subscriber specials. But as for right now, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and even share the video if you liked it that much. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!